Hello and welcome to Toyota Arena in Ontario, California for a presentation of the Major Arena Soccer League live on CBS Sports Golazo Network. Tonight, the Empire Strykers look to do battle as they host Utica City FC in what should be a fun and exciting matchup. Just want to take a moment to say thank you so much for joining us on this Friday evening. We promise you, you will not regret this. My name is Christian Filliman, otherwise known as Philly, and joining me for the 5th season, my good friend and colleague, the man who puts a PhD in personality, the Dr. Jonathan Reimer.
For the very 5th time, good evening, Philly, and good evening to everyone tuning in from across the globe. We've got a great matchup for you tonight. UCFC versus the Empire Strykers. UCFC kicking their season off tonight. Empire Strykers returning home after a quick road trip to start the season.
Home opener for the Empire, new coach, new players, and there's a sense of optimism, camaraderie, and confidence, something that this part of Southern California has been craving.
So much of the vibes around this Empire team at the moment can be attributed to new head coach Onua Obasi, the $1 million man. The winner of last year's TST tournament as head coach has now taken his talents back to the indoor world, a place where he played throughout the course of his career.
Utica City is coming off of the heels in one of their best records of franchise history, a season in which they were number 2 in the Major Arena Soccer League, 4 goals scored. But they too have a couple of new players that are going to add to this attack, so this should be a great season for the team from upstate New York.
In addition to that, we of course have the return of Marco Fabián after his Golden Boot season here for the Empire Strykers. It is a star-studded affair tonight, my friend.
Keep your eyes out on Nilton DeAndrade and Vinny Dantas on Utica City FC. Folks, it's the Strykers, it's Utica City FC, and it's going to be coming to you live on CBS Sports Golazo Network in just a couple of moments. We'll be back after a quick break.
The wait is over. The 2025 MASL season is here. Bigger and better than ever. Get ready for high-speed action, jaw-dropping goals, and fierce competition as your favorite teams battle it out on the field. With intense rivalries, unforgettable moments, and new stars rising, the MASL delivers excitement every week. Get your tickets now and be part of the excitement, because this season, the action is non-stop.
The Major Arena Soccer League is proud to welcome you to MASL Soccer on CBS Sports Golazo Network.
MITRE is the official game ball supplier of the Major Arena Soccer League. Established in 1817, MITRE is one of the leading soccer brands worldwide and produces some of the best soccer balls in the world. Learn more at mitre.com. Philly, it's a pleasure to be here with you. Philly and Doc on the call for you today. Philly, let's take a look at the starters for tonight's matchup of the Empire Strykers versus Utica City Football Club.
First, for the visiting Utica City Football Club, we've got Andrew Coughlin in between the pipes, Logan Roberts, Juan Alava, Nate Bordeaux, welcome back to the captain, Vinny Dantas, and Isak Samau. For the Empire Strykers, we welcome back Clayson DeLima, Berto Palmer, Andy Reyes, Alan Perez, Mustafa Momogai, and Justin Stinson. The Strykers will be wearing their white jerseys with purple numbering and black. For Utica City FC, they're going to be wearing their whites with the blue numbers on the back of the jerseys.
Folks, we are going to take a brief moment here for the singing of our national anthem, and we will be right back with you for the start of today's match.
See by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watch were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets reckless, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Folks, welcome back to Toyota Arena after that beautiful rendition of the Star-Spangled Banner.
Absolutely. Jules Steele was the singer of that national anthem. Not sure if you heard that, but folks, do yourselves a favor and look up Jules Steele. Fantastic. Doctor, it's been 257 days since our last home game at Toyota Arena, and I couldn't be more than thrilled to be back here on the comms with you as we are set to begin Major Arena Soccer League on CBS Sports Golasso Network here at Toyota Arena in the Inland Empire of Southern California.
Hope springs anew. Spring, usually the season in which we're used to our professional teams kicking off, but of course here in the heart of winter, it's the start of the indoor season. We could not be more excited here at the onset of the 24-25 Major Arena Soccer League season.
It's been an interesting offseason for both teams. The Empire Strykers last season finished with a 3-19-2 record, but they had about 9 games in which they were within 2 goals. Challenging season, but that brought about change. New coach, as we alluded to at the top of the broadcast, some new players, and some familiar faces.
Of course, the return of Marco the Marvelous, Marco Fabián, last year's newcomer of the year and co-Golden Boot recipient. Marco had an absolutely astonishing start to his MASL campaign. 35 goals, 12 assists, 47 points in his rookie campaign. My goodness, Philly.
And of course, on Utica City FC, Nilton DeAndrade, who we had the opportunity to call his game when the United States played Mexico here at Toyota Arena just a couple of months ago. He had a breakout season. 26 goals, 15 assists, 41 points. He's wearing the number 10 jersey out of Cape Verde. He's another player to keep an eye out on. But the player that I'm most excited about to see on Utica City FC, Doctor, Vinny Dantas. just like a fine wine, he keeps getting better with age. He had one of his best seasons in the Major Arena Soccer League last year playing for the Texas Outlaws.
Vini Dantas from São Paulo, Brazil, well known to folks around the league. Obviously starred for the Blast for many, many years over in Baltimore. 2017's MASL Championship MVP. Vini Dantas is known to most every fan around the league. He is certainly known by every goaltender in the league.
No question about that. We will see a lot of the offense flow from him through to Nilton DeAndrade for Utica City FC. And speaking of Utica City, just want to give a big shout out to our friends in upstate New York, some of the best fans and loudest fans in the Major Arena Soccer League. As far as UCFC is concerned, they had a season in which they went 16-7-1. But what's interesting to me is the amount of goals that were scored by this club. 191, that was second most in the MASL, only below the Monterey Flash that went undefeated in last season. But a lot of the key players on that team are no longer with Utica City, but that doesn't mean that they're going to slow down. Tommy Tanner has boasted up his lineup, and we got some interesting players to watch out for this season as well.
It is going to be curious to see how UCFC replaces the departing pieces. 4 of their top 10 scorers departed at the end of the season. That is an astonishing 58 goals and 53 assists from last season that they are going to have to make up for. Those players that departed, Mo Ndiaye, Frank Tayu, Steven Fernandez, Taylor Walter Bond, combined for 5.9 points per game. Those are some big shoes for UCFC to fill, but I feel that they have gone out and made some very smart additions to that roster to make up that gap.
Absolutely. They bring in from the Cuban national futsal team, Barbaro Chelier. They re-signed Nelson Santana. The player that I'm also interested in is Mershad Ahmadi. He was lights out in M2 playing for the Wichita Wings, scoring goal after goal after goal. Also want to give a shout out to the New Mexico Runners. That was another team that he had played for. We welcome back Nate Bordeaux. 14 months since he last played in an MASL game. The kid, as they call him, from Syracuse, New York, sporting the captain's armband, wearing number 19. It'll be interesting to see how he adapts at this point and whether or not that injury is going to hamper him tonight.
Nate Bordeaux, of course, wearing number 19 in honor of Ava Wood, who was a local youth soccer player who tragically lost her life. It's brilliant to see Nate continuing to honor her memory with his choice of wearing number 19 tonight.
Looking down on the turf of the Empire Strykers, we welcome back some familiar faces. In between the pipes, we mentioned Clayson DeLima, the 2021 MASL Goalkeeper of the Year. Also looking down on the turf, number 51, Robert Palmer. His nickname is Berto, which we will be referring to him as such. He was an MASL Defender of the Year last season. Justin Stinson returns after having been loaned out to the Tacoma Stars at the end of the Empire Strykers season last year. Stinson, one of the best midfielders you'll see in the indoor game, had one of his best seasons playing for both the Strikers and Tacoma Stars last season.
Justin Stinson started his career with the Ambush. He played for the Fury and then the Strikers here. An astonishing 28-point campaign last year. Looking to see Justin the Stinger Stinson get back at it this year.
And we are underway live from Toyota Arena in Ontario, California. Again, we just want to say thank you and welcome to everybody watching this broadcast on the CBS Sports Golazo Network.
Just as we get underway, we have a 3-line pass violation. Empire Strykers attempting to play from their own defensive end all the way across all 3 lines of the field. That is a no-no, and will resort in this set piece.
And there's a shot that goes right into the paws of Clayson DeLima. Clayson DeLima did not play for the Strikers last season, featured briefly, shot by Mo Guy. And another attempt. Vini Dantas breaks that up. And this game, folks, for those of you that are new, it can be quite fast. It can be quite exciting. More importantly, it can be quite compelling. The greatest show on turf, indoor soccer. So, again, we are so thrilled to have you with us tonight.
Get ready for fast action and high-scoring affair. For those of you new to the beautiful indoor game, we have some hybrid rules for the indoor game. There's a little hockey rules, a little soccer rules. There's a whole bunch mixed in here we're going to get to throughout the course of this game. Of course, we also have 7 rule changes from last season to this one that we'll get into throughout the course of tonight's broadcast.
See Marco Fabián, the talisman, the Mexican international player wearing number 33 for the Strikers. He was a newcomer of the season last year. A bicycle kick attempt by Abdul Mansouré. Mansouré, one of the fastest players in the Major Arena Soccer League, coming out of England, fouled down on the turf.
The Chelsea boy from London almost put this game on a bicycle there early in the first couple minutes. A sensational attempt by Abdul Mansoureh goes awry.
He played his college soccer at Wilmington, Delaware, but he was a two-sport varsity athlete collegiately. Also ran track. Pass comes in to Clayson DeLima. Clayson DeLima, who was one of the best shot stoppers in 2021, had a fantastic season then.
We're already seeing Clayson DeLima come out and act as a sixth attacker. Empty net there as he came across the midway line of the field. It is no surprise with Onua Obasi taking over the head coaching responsibilities for the Empire Strykers to see that kind of action from a goalkeeper. For those of you who watched the TST tournament, he was the head coach of Newtown Pride. They employed the keeper moving forward as the sixth attacker throughout that tournament, and no surprise we see that on display here early in the Strikers season.
Justin Stinson in the corner battling with Nilton DeAndrade. Kid Dynamite Gordy Gerson. Apparently, as per the refs, that ball came off of Utica City FC. For those going back to the TST tournament, Gordy Gerson featured for Concava SC. That was Pat McAfee's team. The Concava boys certainly made their names known over the TST, and there were a lot of players, over 80 players from the Major Arena Soccer League that featured in that tournament. And as you mentioned, Onua Obasi, a coach for Newtown Pride.
After the defensive clearance called against Utica City, we will have a top-of-the-arc restart here for the Strikers. Utica judged as having kicked the ball out of play from their own defensive end.
And it's Andy Reyes lining up. Fabián gears up, shot! Marco Fabián opens the scoring! The Mexican international talisman notches his second goal of this MASL campaign. Doctor, walk us through.
Marco Fabián, Marco the inevitable, Marco the marvelous. He has scored a goal in every single Major Arena Soccer League game he has settled up for. This is a brilliant set-piece opportunity, just a ball passed out left to the point. Marco picks the back corner from the left side. Absolutely nothing Coughlin could do about that. And the Strikers are up 1-0 here early in the first quarter.
And that did not take long, a mere 2 minutes and change for the Strikers to get themselves on the board, and the Toyota Arena faithful are going to love this. And that's going to be a foul down on the turf. It's Abdul Mansoureh. Mansoureh a little surprised by the whistle. Nevertheless, we resume play.
Marco Fabián, of course, has a slew of fans here in the crowd tonight. His performances for El Tri with the Mexican national team, and of course, Chivas de Guadalajara in Liga MX. He has quite a following, not to mention his fans from across the pond at Eintracht Frankfurt as well, too, here in the stands tonight.
Won a Pokal with Eintracht Frankfurt back in 2018. Pass comes into Justin Stinson. Stinson looking to get by Gio Alves.
I've been known to dance a pokal from time to time. I don't know if I've ever received one, though, my friend.
Well, I can't say you have. I dance as if I have two left feet. And that's going to be a foul down on the turf going against Justin Stinson, who has one of the best hair games in the Major Arena Soccer League during his youth. Actually, Mint had the opportunity to play with the West Ham Youth Academy. We know that that academy has produced a number of fantastic players within the Premier League. And here in the Major Arena Soccer League, we are quite lucky to see the talent level of a Justin Stinson.
Folks, a reminder that MASLsoccer.com is your home for everything Major Arena Soccer League. All the latest news, leaderboards, highlights, and more available at MASLsoccer.com.
Keep your eyes out on number 9, Kelvin Oliveira. Oliveira played in 2 games for Utica City FC last season in the playoffs. He is a player that is exciting to watch, very capable, played with Brazil's futsal side, member of TST Newtown Pride, and we're going to be referring to the TST quite a bit because for those of you that watched, there was a lot of MASL talent, as I alluded to. He's an excellent futsal player, and I know GM Tommy Tanner of Utica City FC is very high on Kelvin Oliveira.
TST tournament lauded as a team sport in which many of the world's most famous retired outdoor players have attempted to storm in and steal that $1 million prize. In back-to-back seasons, it has been MASL talent to hoist the trophy at the end of the day. Something to be said for these small-sided teams in a small-sided tournament.
Pass comes in Isak Somau. He's getting pressured by Mustafa Guy. Ball comes right into Andrew Coughlin. Coughlin trying to settle things down for Utica City here with 4 minutes lapsed in the first quarter. If you're just joining us right now, Marco Fabián scored at the 12:54 minute mark, which is how we got to this score as of right now. Pass comes in to Gio Alves, and that goes into the netting. It's going to be a corner kick restart for UCFC.
Marco picking right up where he left off last season with a stunning 35-goal campaign last year to be the co-Golden Boot winner. He won that award despite missing the first few games of the season. No surprise to see him back on the score sheet once again tonight.
Gio Alves set to take the corner kick restart. Second-year player from Cape Verde. Played his high school soccer in Rhode Island. There's an attempt by Vinny Dantas. Kick saved by Clayson De Lima.
Great save by De Lima. That came well screened through many a player in the box. De Lima keeping eyes on it the whole way, getting a boot to it and seeing that one out.
And De Lima did not feature for the Empire Strykers during their trip down to Mexico. Vinny Dantas, one of the elite players in the Major Arena Soccer League with over 300 points to his credit. Ball gets broken up by Alan Perez near the UCFC bench. Mansoray battling with Nilton D'Andrade. Pass comes into the corner. Oliveira has it, battling Berto Palmer. And that's going to be a foul. Looks like it's going against Alan Perez on Gordy Gerson.
We've already seen one set-piece goal tonight for the Empire Strykers. UCFC will line up with a dangerous opportunity here to try and level the scoreboard.
UCFC looking to take the restart. Keep your eyes out on Oliveira, who's wide open. The attempt into the Strikers barricade as that ball comes into Keaton Woods. Woods battling with Randy Martinez. Martinez in his second season in the MASL. Pass comes into Dantas, one of the elite target forwards in this sport. 28 goals last season, 19 assists, 47 points. The big man from Brazil is not slowing down.
Vinny Dantas aging like a fine wine out there. He might be giving his teammate Bordeaux a run for the money in the wine references tonight.
Dantas last season played for the Texas Outlaws. Spent a significant portion of his career playing for the Baltimore Blast. Pass comes into the corner.
Baltimore Blast, the home team of one Christian Pulisic. You might remember that name.
I've heard of that name once or twice. On the counter comes Utica City. Gordy Gerson with a shot saved by De Lima. Ball is loose. Strikers booted out of danger as the pass comes in to Stinson, who uses the wall to his favor. Getting it over to rookie Munir Alami, who opened up the scoring sheets for the Strikers down in Chihuahua with an incredible header. There you see Alami gets his pocket picked by number 16, Jace Berger. As you can tell from the excitement in my voice, I love this game, and hopefully y'all at home are loving it too.
Common foul called against Justin Stinson of the Strikers in the midfield. There will be UCFC's ball inside the center circle.
Nate Bordeaux, the captain of Utica City FC, set to take the restart. Captain for the past 3 seasons at Utica. 6 years with the Syracuse Silver Knights. Shout out for those who remember that team. And a veteran of the MASL, and not to mention the fact that he was in a Kia car commercial with the likes of LeBron James.
That's a heck of a note to add to the back of one's baseball card right there.
Baseball cards, I know that people still collect those. The question is, do you?
And I think after that 50-50 rare Shohei Ohtani went for a couple $1 million on the auction market there, folks are starting to look at baseball cards again.
Alami tried to get by Juan Alava, a great shutdown defender. Ball is loose. De Lima from the R angle looked like he almost hit the scoreboard. Stinson heads it in, tried to find Alami. Alami mistimed that as that's going to come out of play, and it's going to be a restart for UCFC.
Missed opportunity there for the Strikers. 2-on-1, brilliant opportunity to simply pass your way into the back of the net. Could not control the bouncing ball.
And we were down on the turf earlier today, just having a kickabout amongst ourselves. Those MASL balls from Miter, they're quite hard and they're quite pumped, I guess you could say. The last thing I want to do is get hit in the face with one of them.
The indoor ball slightly heavier than your traditional outdoor ball. There are a lot of ricochets off the wall and the quick low boards here back towards players. So a heavier ball tends to work a little better, and thanks to the folks at Miter for crafting an excellent version for this season.
Fabián into Guy facing pressure from Samau. Fabián gets it back to him. Momo battling with Samau. Pass comes in to D'Andrade. UCFC on the attack. Great ball work by D'Andrade. Shot off of the plexi and kicked high into the rafters by Fabián.
Almost wonder if Nilton de Andrade was looking for a wall of score there, but folks, that's going to bring us to our first media timeout. We are going to take a quick break. We will be right back with more MASL action on CBS Sports Golazo Network after this.
Across the nation, MASL players are giving back, utilizing their professional power to touch and inspire people in their local communities nationwide. Free soccer clinics, where kids can meet their heroes and learn new skills. After-school programs and special events. And surprise visits to the classroom. Visiting brave kids in the hospital, bringing joy and hope. Supporting special needs care, partnering with local businesses, and so much more. MASL, passion on the field, purpose off the field, committed to community.
Welcome back to Toyota Arena, where UCFC is lining up for a top-of-the-arc restart after the defensive clearance was called against the Empire Strykers. The very same set piece the Strikers scored on just moments ago. UCFC getting their opportunity at top-of-the-arc restart.
Yeah, Keaton Woods and Gio Alves. The pass comes in, shot deflects off of Quentin Swift. And that's going to come out of play, knocked out by Alves, and the Strikers regain possession.
Quentin Swift, in his third year in the Major Arena Soccer League, joined the Empire Strykers last season after his rookie campaign with this UCFC squad in the 22-23 year.
Got to shout out the head coach of Utica City FC, and that Everton Moreira. Had an excellent career as a player, 15 or so years. He coached the Ambush, the United States Futsal National Team Cedar Rapids. Was named UCFC coach back on May the 3rd, 2022. If there's anybody that knows about this indoor game, it's Everton Moreira.
He also helped coach in the USA versus Mexico team, helping the Stars and Stripes with the coaching responsibilities for Team USA in this very arena just a few weeks ago.
See, Barbaro Chelier, the rookie from Havana, Cuba, the Cuban national futsal team player. An exciting addition to this UCFC lineup. See Coughlin well out of his box, trying to connect with Chelier as we have keeper-to-keeper pass. Ball is loose, and we have a goal scored by UCFC, equalizing this game at 6 minutes and 25 seconds. We got to see the replay as to how that one came about.
Well, you mentioned his name, Barbaro Chelier, the Cuban national team futsal player who is joining UCFC for his rookie campaign. Catches Clayson DeLima outside the box here. A scram between the two results in that ball finding its way into the back of the net. It's not the most beautiful of goals, but it's the first of his MASL career for Barbaro Chelier.
For a split second, I might have thought that that came off of Clayson DeLima. Clayson was outside of his box, and for a keeper that is outside of the box, he can't touch it with his hands. But that enabled Chelier to have an opportunity, and just like that, the score is tied at 1-1 with 6:25 to go in the first.
It's an unfortunate goal from Empire. It's a hard-fought goal if you're looking at it from the UCFC perspective. But either way, we find our scoreline knotted up at 1 here about 2/3 of the way through this first quarter, Philly.
And not a long history between both teams. If you go back to the 2021 or 2020-2021 season, that is, Empire has won in their matches against UCFC. But UCFC in the past couple of seasons have improved and gotten better and better. And last season, one of the most exciting teams in the MASL, had they not run into that buzzsaw that was the Kansas City Comets, who eventually became the Eastern Conference champions and the MASL runners-up. Who knows? UCFC might have had a nice path onto that MASL Ron Newman Cup final.
It was a difficult path through the East last season for sure. The Kansas City Comets, with a stacked roster, ended up being the ones to represent the Eastern Conference and faced off against the Chihuahua Savage in last year's MASL Ron Newman Cup finals. It was the Chihuahua Savage who came out victorious. They are the reigning back-to-back champions.
There was an M2 game here earlier in the afternoon. M2 would be the second division of indoor soccer, featuring the Empire Jets, which is the second team for the Empire Strykers, and the Chihuahua Savage 2. That was an exciting game. Speaking of Chihuahua, one of the best clubs across the board in all levels in indoor, whether it be indoor femenil, whether it be a B-side. Somehow with an attempt, another shot goes. Clayson De Lima gets the paw on it.
That was almost an own goal redirect.
Shot saved by De Lima. The ball ricochets, another attempt, and that's going to deflect off of Ciro Oliveira, who's making his rookie campaign here in the MASL. UCFC being relentless on the attack.
That's one thing about this game. You are one deflection, one look away from being in a shooting opportunity at any point in time. Cannot take your eyes off the action in arena soccer.
Pass comes into Vinny Dantas. Randy Martinez played that ball incredibly well. Off of the boards from Andy Reyes. Reyes, no stranger to playing indoor here in the Inland Empire, coming back to Southern California by way of the Texas Outlaws.
He was trying to find Emmanuel Aguirre there with that outlet pass, just could not time it perfectly. UCFC able to take control back over.
Pass comes in to the target. Ball is loose. Gerson with an attempt. Clayson De Lima manages to paw that out, which could have been an almost own goal for the Strykers. That is exactly why the Strykers brought him back. One of the elite shot stoppers in the MASL.
No surprise, Clayson De Lima, former goalkeeper of the year, making his return triumphantly so to the MASL this year. What a phenomenal save. Clayson, one of the best reaction save shot stoppers in the Arena League.
And he advances it across the midfield into Stinson. Stinson weighing in his options, evaluating where to go. Passes it to Robert Palmer. Palmer connects with the rookie midfielder, Ciro Oliveira from Brazil. Played his college soccer in the Big West. Ball off of the boards. Broken up by Emmanuel Belliard, the 5'9" midfielder from Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic. Pass comes in to Stinson. Stinson across the yellow line. With his opportunity, that goes wide into the boards. Nate Bordeaux gets it back, and that's going to be a whistle. Foul against Emmanuel Aguirre.
Stinson trying his luck from deep in the corner. It looks like a low percentage shot, but Justin Stinson, one of the best in the league at firing it home from the low corner. Do not be surprised if he's able to pick out the side netting from the tough angle.
We sing Stinson's praises a lot here in Empire. His 9th season in the MASL. Vinny Dantas getting dispossessed by Abdul Mansouri. Ball comes into Randy Martinez. Strykers looking to run. Pass comes in from Stinson to Mansouri. Mansouri in the corner. Faces a great deal of trouble. And Juan Alava is able to get back to break up the Strykers' attack. Somehow has it. The pass in, wide open opportunity, shot, and a goal for Utica City FC, taking the lead with 3 minutes and 52 seconds. The goal scored by Chase Berger. Doctor, walk us through.
Jace Berger, the former Iowa Raptor, just gets a brilliant look from the left side here, able to take a moment, settle it. Clayson came well off his line out to try and close down the angle, but Jace able to pick the inside of that right corner beautifully so. And with that, Utica City is up 2-1 here with 3:52 left to play in the first quarter.
Yeah, Berger last season only played in 10 games, but within those 10 games managed to find the back of the net on 4 occasions, notching 1 assist as well. 5 points on the year, gets his first goal of this very young MASL campaign. 2-1 now with 3 minutes and 43 seconds to go in the first quarter. Ball comes into Alan Perez. Perez, who had a breakout season for the Empire Strykers last year.
a native of Southern California. Pass comes into DeLima. DeLima well outside of his box. The ball ricochets, picked right back up by UCFC. Strykers looking to keep it on their offensive third of the turf. And that's going to bounce back and out and into the stands.
That ball bouncing in play before it headed out would alleviate a defensive clearance there. A good job by Utica to clear the ball out, but keep it in play before it heads out of bounds.
And you and I mentioned it, we had the opportunity to watch an M2 game in which we know head coach Onu Obasi had his fingerprints all over it, along with goalkeeper coach Daniel Gonzalez, who's also had a fantastic career within his own right. But seeing the goalkeeper come well outside of the box, perhaps that's going to be an element to keep an eye on for the Strykers, because we saw that in the M2. We're seeing that here in this game between Empire and UCFC.
And frankly, it's no surprise given that this team is coached by Onu Obasi, and in his time with Newtown Pride in the TST tournament, we saw them employ the goalkeeper as the extra attacker in virtually every game. I would anticipate that throughout the course of the rest of the season for the Strykers.
There was an attempt by Fabián that deflects. Ball gets picked back up by Berto Palmer, who kicks it in the stands. And while we have a moment, we do want to shout out the Strykers' new assistant coach, Daniel Gonzalez. Had some time with the Argentina U20 as a goalkeeper, and he's had a very excellent coaching pedigree. Chivas USA, Galaxy 2, coaching in the Niza. Clayson DeLima paused that one out. Ball comes into Alava. But the Strykers are fortunate to have a quality coach, an assistant coach in the likes of Daniel Gonzalez, who's seen a lot of things and coached a lot of fantastic keepers internationally, as well as in the Major League Soccer, as well as in Major League Soccer, I should say.
A lot of positive vibes around the changes in the coaching staff for the Empire Strykers coming into this season.
Stinson with a shot just above the crossbar into the netting. It's going to be a goalkeeper restart for Andrew Coughlin.
Green Drop offers a better alternative to the outdated compression sleeves and socks, truly providing long-lasting relief at an affordable price.
Gerson with a shot that deflects off of the plexi, picked up by Oliveira. That one gets launched into the stratosphere. And it looks like it's going to be whistled out. Goalkeeper distribution for the Strykers. And DeLima misjudged that for a split second. That one came well up to our eye range as far as the broadcast booth is concerned. And DeLima's going to have it on the restart. Over to Ciro Oliveira. He connects with Tony Della Torre. 6 games last season with the Kansas City Comets. A great pass in to Emmanuel Aguirre, who had one of his best offensive seasons. Shot in, saved by Coughlin. Della Torre denied. Pass comes back to Tony. Shot, saved, kick saved by Coughlin. Strykers looking to continue to mount this attack as we're approaching the 1-minute mark here within the first quarter. Stinson resets it back over to DeLima. DeLima to Della Torre. Della Torre enjoying his time in Southern California. Less than a minute to go here in the first quarter. Strykers looking to create some offense here as the first quarter set to expire. And Oliveira finds himself some space into Mustafa Guy. Ball is loose. Nearly connects off of a couple UCFC players. A shot booted heavily into the net by Aguirre. And that's going to be a goalkeeper restart for UCFC with 40 seconds remaining in the first quarter.
A flurry of opportunities there for the Strykers. Just could not pick one inside the post. What a great look to this new Strykers team. As we see the heavy pressure being applied on the defensive end. Something new to the Strykers this season is that firm press they've been applying on the back end.
Restart for UCFC. 30 seconds remaining. Somehow into DeAndrade. Official's going to blow the whistle, calling that first attempt a mulligan.
Almost looked like UCFC were trying to do what they did exactly right there, the quick back pass.
Trying to take advantage of the Strykers not paying attention. DeAndrade in the midfield looking to get by Swift. Intercepted by Palmer and headed out by Swift. It's going to be UCFC ball with 14.1 seconds remaining.
Seeing as how that defensive header was outside of the yellow line, ball will be spotted simply at the point in which it exited the field.
A long attempt into that corner, mistimed. 5 seconds remaining. And it looks like the clock is set to expire, folks. And it does. We end the quarter with UCFC leading the Empire Strykers by a score of 2-1. We're going to go back to a commercial break for a couple of moments, and we're going to set to resume the second quarter momentarily. Folks, you're watching the Major Arena Soccer League on CBS Sports Golazo Network.
MASL would like to thank Green Drop for being one of our sponsors. Green Drop's recovery products are uniquely suited to help our athletes battle aching joints and muscles. Learn more or try it yourself by visiting greendropcompression.com.
Sounds very enticing. I wonder if I can lather myself up in a bathtub of Green Drop. Anytime I stand up, it's like a bowl of Rice Krispies with milk being poured on it. Snap, crackle, pop. And speaking of snap, crackle, pop, Utica City FC, rampage, 10-3 in terms of shots versus the Empire Strykers. And somehow the score is only 2-1 after 15 minutes of play.
6 massive saves by Clayson DeLima, 2 big ones on the other end by Andrew Coughlin as well too, is part of the reason why our scoreline sits where it does at the moment, as we're catching a look at World Cup Dad on the screen right now. World Cup Dad, a fun story, unfortunately picked up an injury late yesterday and missed an opportunity to debut today, but tell us a little bit more about Zach Duke.
Yeah, played his college career, played college football, hit his 30s, decided he wanted to make a change, got himself in a really great shape, and has the ambition of trying to crack the United States men's national team roster here in this upcoming World Cup. His idea is you set your goals as high as you can, and you pull down whatever else it is you can. Started out with a dad bod, and at this point has molded himself to a professional soccer player, and well, we wish him the best in terms of his recovery, but we'll keep an eye out on Zach Duke.
He featured briefly in the USA versus Mexico game here at Toyota Arena, went down to the MASL Combine and earned himself a spot on this Empire Strykers roster. Here's to a speedy recovery, Zach Duke. Hopefully we get a chance to see you put in some work here on the turf soon.
Speaking of work on the turf, pass comes in to Vinny Dantas as he tried to pass it over to himself, but the ball gets broken up by Robert Palmer. Nelson Santana, the veteran of this game. Nelson Santana, born in 1978. The fact that he's still playing professional is utterly incredible to me. He is older than I am and yet still playing professionally. Nelson Santana has some stories to tell out of Oakland, California. An MASL champion. We got to call this game in 2021 as a member of the San Diego Sockers. What a fantastic career for number 78, Nelson Santana.
O-Town, city of my birth. Shouts to Oakland, California. Nelson Santana featuring for the Silver Knights, the Fury, the Heat. I mean, he's played for the Sockers, now UCFC. Man has got around and has quite an illustrious career to his name.
21 games played last season, 5 assists, 3 goals, 8 points. Not slowing down. Alan Perez on the attack for the Strykers. As that ball gets deflected from DeAndrade. Somehow over in the corner. Strykers trying to pounce, but Utica City FC doing a great job breaking that press. Oliveira with a chip, but easy save for Clayson DeLima.
And it's clear now, 2 quarters into this match, of course, after the 4 played south of the border last week, that Empire is clearly going to be a pressing team this season. We have seen it for 5 quarters now. It is a stark contrast from what we saw from this Empire team last season, but here they are once again, 3v3 in the defensive end.
And they have been relentless with the pressure. Alami into Della Torre. Della Torre tries to chip it over Coughlin, but that's going to go out and into the stands for a goalkeeper distribution for UCFC.
Catch MASL Monday every Monday night on MASL TV and CBS Sports Golasso Network. Alex Bostuansky and Phil Levanko are joined each week by special guests from across the league to recap the weekend's games and discuss the league's hot topics.
Yeah, their last episode was with Empire Strykers head coach Onuo Obasi. Obasi had an interesting career coming over from Birmingham, England, played collegiately at Central Connecticut State University. Seen some things within the USL. Oliveira breaks it up. Santana with the touch. Being pressed by Alami. Alami had one of the best headers you'll ever see in the indoor game just a week ago down in Corner Sport Arena in Chihuahua, Mexico, as that ball sails into the stands.
Alami, a heck of a way to get your first goal in the Major Arena Soccer League in the most difficult of confines of Corner Sports Arena in Chihuahua, Mexico, and he had a banger of a header.
That banger of a header, as you alluded to, wouldn't have come through it had it not been for Quentin Swift's header setting up that play. Swift, number 2, the midfielder, 5th year in the MASL, gets credited for Alami's assist. And Alami, a rookie in the Major Arena Soccer League from Morocco, featured for the Moroccan U19 national team. Also played in the top flight. Momo Guy gets dispossessed by Emmanuel Belliard. Ball is in the corner. Alava, just such a steady presence defensively for Everton Morera's UCFC side. Stinson looking to get himself out of a UCFC sandwich. Ball is loose. Deflects. It's Guy and Alava. A lot of ping-ponging back and forth in the box, and Alava clears it. Into Gordy Gerson, Kid Dynamite. Tried to be cheeky going off of the boards to connect, but Emmanuel Aguirre wasn't having it.
That was a brilliant idea there from Kid Dynamite, a.k.a. Gordy Gerson, to try and do the wall of pass there, try and find the feet of the streaking offensive player. Just mistimed it.
Oliveira decides to reset things for the Strykers. Pass comes into Stinson. Stinson to Randy Martinez. Martinez back over to Stinson. DeLima well outside of his box once again. I don't know about you, but I'm biting my fingernails here with anxiety when the keeper's well outside of his box. Kid Dynamite, Gordy Gerson tries to get by Stinson. Ball is loose, picked up by Oliveira. Martinez has it, looking to connect with Mansoure. Mansoure trying to get by Santana. And the veteran is going to box out the speedster from London, England. Trying to recover it, but there's a battle on the boards. Kicked over, Aguirre. Aguirre, who comes back to Southern California after having spent a couple of seasons down in Texas for the Texas Outlaws.
Had a great season last year, 6 goals, 8 assists, 14 points. He's gotten around time with the Barracuda, the Sockers, the Fury, the Outlaws.
Della Torre gets dispossessed by DeAndrade. Alves tries to find an opportunity with DeLima well outside of his box. Has the distance, but not the trajectory as DeLima goes down low. Alava. In comes Chelier. Over to Alves. 10 minutes and 11 seconds remaining here in the half. Oliveira into De La Torre. Alami, shot is blocked.
Back-to-back big blocks by UCFC right there.
And it's going to be a foul going against the Strykers. De La Torre showing his disgruntledness, if you will.
So are almost every single one of the customers here in the stands tonight as the Boo Birds are out. Players got to be careful. They'll get a yellow card for dissent. They complain too much. Fans, on the other hand, boo away.
Swift maintains it, but he gets dispossessed by Berger. Berger, who scored a goal earlier for UCFC, has it back. Looking to make a run. The Strykers settle back.
Berger's goal, the deciding goal in the game so far, with UCFC hanging on to that 2-1 lead. 9:30 left to play here in the first half.
Great ball movement in between Palmer and Swift, but that's going to be a whistle, foul going against UCFC.
Just a common foul. We have yet to see our first blue card of the game. For those of you new to the beautiful indoor game, a blue card, very similar to a penalty in hockey, does result in a power play. One man in the sin bin for 2 minutes and 2 minutes of a man advantage.
And to quote the movie Gladiator, are you not entertained? Oliveira regains possession. Santana breaks it up. Martinez is going to chase it back to the midfield. Martinez with some space to move. Into Ciro Oliveira. Oliveira passes it to Stinson. Stinson with a shot. And Justin Stinson hits the equalizer. Bottom right. Beating Andrew Coughlin. Strykers score. Doctor, walk us through.
This is a beautiful cross pitch pass to the feet of the awaiting Justin the Stinger Stinson, who fires it home with authority from downtown to even the scoreboard at 2 apiece.
What a fine pass. And that looks like it deflects off of a UCFC player. Nevertheless, the game is tied at 2-2 with 8 minutes and 54 seconds. And you're starting to feel the energy and the electricity here in Toyota Arena.
Goals come, and they tend to come in bunches in the Major Arena Soccer League, especially in the latter stages of the game. So buckle in, folks. We got a lot more goals to come.
Mansoret trying to get by 2 defenders. Wisely operates around. Fancy footwork.
London running circles there. Way to go. Abdul Mansoret, one of the speediest players in the Major Arena Soccer League. Even in the small confines of a 200-foot field, still finds a way to open up the engine.
Mansoret, who played professionally in Iceland just a couple of seasons ago. In comes Jose Gonzalez, a veteran of the Major Arena Soccer League. And Mansoret tried the bike. Fabián chips it. Fabián with the chip, finding the back of the net. The Strykers go up 3-2.
Marco Fabián, he knows a little something about chips and dips, putting a little guacamole on this one. What a beautiful, just cheeky toe poke up over under the bar. Nothing defender on the line could do about it. Marco, que ridicula.
And folks, we're gonna head to a, never mind, we're staying here. Sorry for that, folks. Marco the Magnificent strikes once again, already 3 goals into the season in a mere 1 and barely a half games.
Dale Otri, dale Marco. Que golazo.
Que golazo indeed.
Just the composure it takes to lift a ball over a keeper and a defender like that. Something that is definitely in the locker of Marco the Marvelous.
UCFC looking to capitalize. Oliveira with some fancy footwork. Still maintains it. Showing those futsal skills. A shot upper right corner. Just misses. Deflects over to Santana. Santana back to Oliveira. Oliveira showing us some fabulous skills. Shot blocked. Saved by De Lima. The rebound comes into DeAndrade. DeAndrade looking to get by Swift with 7 minutes and 14 to go. DeAndrade gets blocked by Swift. Mustafa Guy has it. Tries to find a sprinting Swift as he swiftly hits it off the boards. Contact, but no whistle from the referee. Santana advances it over to DeAndrade. UCFC looking to counter.
Logan Roberts very, very lucky there to not get a boarding call and a 2-minute penalty for throwing a player into the boards.
2v2 with Mansoray and Stinson. Mansoray over to Stinson. Stinson, who has 1 goal this evening already, passes it into Martinez. Martinez opts to go over to Guy. Pass comes in from Perez to De Lima. 6:30 to go within the second quarter. Perez has it into Martinez. Martinez into Stinson. Stinson misjudged that, still has it though.
That's a rare misstep from Stinson. You rarely see him receive a pass that poorly.
Perez into Mansoray. Strykers looking to spread the UCFC defense. The UCFC defense has been very stellar this evening. De Lima
has to be careful. He touched that ball in the back half of the center. That means that is the only touch he is typically allowed. But folks, we are going to head to a timeout. We are going to take a quick break. We will be right back with more second quarter action from Toyota Arena. You are watching Major Arena Soccer League on CBS Sports Golazo Network.
The wait is over. The 2025 MASL season is here. Bigger and better than ever. Get ready for high-speed action, jaw-dropping goals, and fierce competition as your favorite teams battle it out on the field. With intense rivalries, unforgettable moments, and new stars rising, the MASL delivers excitement every week. Get your tickets now and be part of the excitement, because this season, the action is non-stop.
Are you looking for inspiration? The FYI podcast delivers stories of inspiring individuals like the Strykers, Marco Fabián, Momo, and their remarkable personal journeys.
Because you're going to see people from all parts of life. They're us, everyday people facing everyday obstacles, and how they overcome them is a blueprint for all of us to learn from.
If you want to be inspired, subscribe to the FYI podcast.
Indoor soccer fans, it's time to unleash a giant leap for fandom. Introducing MASL Indoor Soccer Fantasy Football. Build your dream team, invite your friends, and create your own draft league, all for free. Draft and trade players and win bragging rights as your team dominates the league. With MASLI Football, you're not just a fan, you're part of the action. Go to MASLI Football to sign up, get started, and play.
The Empire Strykers would like to thank our official hotel sponsor, Ontario Airport Hotel, conveniently located just 2 miles from Ontario International Airport and 4 miles from the Ontario Convention Center, even more conveniently just 2 blocks from here at Toyota Arena. If you find yourself in the Inland Empire, hit up our friends at Ontario Airport Hotel for all of your lodging needs.
Taking a look at some of the replays here of the goals that have occurred as we see Marco Fabián with the chip, unassisted. Marco Fabián with the smile, getting his second goal of the game as we resume action here in the second quarter with 5 minutes and 50 seconds remaining in the half. It's been a fun one, 3-2 so far. We are entertained. Hopefully y'all at home are entertained. And for those of you watching in New York, thank you so much for staying up with us. I know there's the 3-hour lag, but fans in upstate New York love their UCFC side, and no question why. One of the most exciting and fun teams to watch in the Major Arena Soccer League.
So we've got a common foul adjudicated here at the midfield. It will be Strykers' ball to get the action going back southward here at Toyota Arena.
And that was Emmanuel Aguirre who took the spill. Aguirre, who had an interesting career, 6th year in the MASL, second stint here in Ontario. Somehow trying to get by. Aguirre is there to clear it up, but that defensive pressure was really applied by Oliveira. Tough first touch from Stinson as UCFC recovers. Ball ping-pongs around between both sides. Strykers do recover. Stinson has it, showing us some of that dribbling magic that he has. Alami, the rookie, into Oliveira, another rookie. And that's been an interesting cosmetic makeup of this Strykers team. Last season, several new faces. But this year, some veterans and some new faces, players that have come back, and of course, Marco the Magnificent there advancing the ball in to Tony Della Torre from Kansas City Comets.
I think one of the things about last year's edition was the attempt to try and take outdoor players and to make them into indoor players. This year, the rookie edition seemed to all have a futsal or a world mini football background, trying to bring in new players, but players that are used to the small-sided game.
Well, the experiment worked, especially if you're Marco Fabián. Fabián had 30-plus goals, co-Golden Boot winner, along with the Kansas City Comets' Zach Reggett, Elite Six, Newcomer of the Year. Fabián has had a fabulous career internationally, an Olympic gold medalist for Mexico, winning in the 2012 London Games as Mexico beat a good Brazil team. But he has found a home here in the Major Arena Soccer League, and he's been outstanding as he has 2 goals on this game, 3 goals this season.
One of the most humble legends you'll meet in the game, too. No ego to him, no hubris whatsoever. Just calm, cool, composed, friendly, and puts in some of the best work you'll ever see. That is going to be a second touch by the keeper. One of the new rules imposed in the Major Arena Soccer League last season was a keeper can only touch the ball 1 time with their feet unless they cross over the center of the field. We mentioned it briefly earlier that Clayson was playing a dangerous game with seesawing back and forth across that line. He has got to step to the offensive side of that line before he can touch a ball a second time, or it's going to be resulting in a turnover like we just saw.
Santana boots it off of the back of Swift. Swift pressing. Coughlin into Bordeaux. Bordeaux wearing the captain's armband connects with Woods. Woods trying to fight out of his defensive third of the turf. Whistle blows.
It's going to be a common foul called against Empire just inside the yellow line. UCFC will have the ball.
Bordeaux, they refer to him as the Kid, a legendary player in upstate New York. Ball in the corner. Palmer tries to get it out into Vinny Dantas. Dantas gets dispossessed by Mansoret. Mansoret into the corner. Perez tries to find Mansoret. And Dantas battles it on. 5 players into the corner. The ball is loose into Santana. Santana is going to reset into Alves. Alves into the big Brazilian Dantas. Trying to get pushed out by Robert Palmer. His shot just misses. Ricochets off. And the officials are going to call the common foul against Alves as the Strikers regain possession with 2 minutes and 50 remaining.
Once again, a dangerous play there by UCFC to foul the player straight into the boards.
Gerson on the attack with space. Gerson with a shot, just misses to the left of the post. Alves has it, tries to find Gerson. Gerson with the chip, and Kid Dynamite finds the back of the net, creating the equalizer. 3-3 with 2 minutes and 33 left remaining in the second quarter.
Just the cheekiest of side heels from Gordy Gerson here, cherry picking at the back post, collects this ball off a deflection through, and with the no look outside of the boot flick in goalward. Gordy, my goodness, put some sauce on it.
Not to be denied, coming into tonight, Gerson's played in over, well, I shouldn't say over, but he scored 220 goals in his MASL career, 115 assists, 335 points in 182, now 183 games played. A no doubt legend of the indoor game.
2 seasons ago, a 22-goal scorer.
And a header nearly in from Malami. Ball is loose. That was a gasp. My jaw dropped. I can't breathe moment, but Strykers still have it. Oliveira into DeLima. DeLima in midfield.
DeLima touched that ball just on the defensive side, so that is his only touch he is allowed per this possession. UCFC touching the ball does alleviate him of any further responsibility.
Strykers pressing up high as Stinson and Somau somehow gets his way out of danger. Regain possession for the Strykers. Pass comes into Stinson.
You can see Stinson wanted to take that turn goalward right there, but smartly decided to retreat as he had no one else making that run with him.
Martinez nearly had himself a look, but Barbaro Chelier with the great defensive play. Still has it with a shot. Coughlin gets his hands on it. Stinson heads it, juggles it, keeps it. Stinson, one of the best dribblers in this game. Makes it exciting for all of us, whether you're in the stands, in the press box, or at home.
Did he just do a wall of rainbow to himself?
DeLima with a shot off of the plexi. Aguirre over to Martinez. Martinez into Stinson. 60 seconds remaining. Oliveira into Aguirre. Strykers would love to put one back and gain another goal as both teams are about a minute or so away from the locker room. Martinez into Mansouri. Mansouri with a shot. Abdul Mansouri with the go-ahead goal. Strykers score 4-3.
In his 4th season in the Major Arena Soccer League, Abdul Mansouri has found the back of the net for the 2nd time early in this season. As we see the ball come down here into the low corner, Mansouri able to just turn and pick out the side net from a difficult angle. What a fantastic shot by Abdul Mansouri. Gives Empire Strykers the 4-3 lead just seconds away from halftime.
And a great pass in from Randy Martinez to find Mansouri, and the Strykers go up. Toyota Arena is rocking. We want to say thank you to everybody in the black and purple brigade. It's been a fun one so far. Palmer, ball is loose. Broken up by the Strykers. A great defensive play by Gonzalez. Dantas broken up yet again as that ball comes out of play. 27.2 seconds left in the half.
As that ball was cleared out of play from the defensive quarter of the field, this will be a top-of-the-arc restart. A set piece similar to this was exactly how Empire scored the first goal of the game. UCFC with the set piece opportunity right now on the defensive clearance. Ball placed at the top of the arc.
Significant opportunity as Bordeaux's going to set to take it. He's got Dantas wide open to the left of him. Keep your eyes out on him. Alves to the right. Bordeaux opts to call the timeout as Everton Moreira is going to try to draw up a play with less than 30 to go here in the second quarter. It's been a fun one so far. The home team, Empire Strykers, 4-3 with that brilliant last goal from Abdul Mansouri.
A Bergrudian moment. For those of you who don't know, Eric Bergrud, star analyst for the Kansas City Comets, a massive proponent of taking a timeout before set pieces, something that he is known for across the Major Arena Soccer League. I'm sure somewhere he is smiling down on this moment for UCFC.
And it is a dangerous opportunity for UCFC as we just have a couple of ticks left on the clock in the second quarter.
Folks, while we have a moment, we'd like to give a shout out to MGR Real Estate, Southern California's largest independent family owner real estate company, providing commercial sales, leasing, and residential sales and leasing, property management, homeowner association management, you name it. MGR Real Estate, proud sponsor of the Empire Strykers, has got you covered.
Nobody does those reads as good as you, Doc. I'm inspired to contact MGR, and I don't even know why at this moment in time.
I appreciate that, Philly. Trying to give a shout out to everyone who helps bring these games and this action to each and every one of you. We'd like to give a shout out to the folks at CBS Sports Golasso Network and each and every one of you tuning in at home. The love for the major indoor game continues to grow here across the United States, and thank you all for tuning in to the MASL Major Arena Soccer League. As we get set up here for our set piece opportunity, UCFC has gone to the drawing board. Let's see what they come up with.
It's going to be Keaton Woods taking it. Again, keep your eyes open on number 28, Vinny Dantas. Gordy Gerson in that corner. A shot just above the crossbar as it ricochets over back into Oliveira. Shot the flex off of Palmer. And we have a whistle. Strykers regain possession.
Kelvin Oliveira, a known commodity here in Empire, as head coach of the Strykers, Onua Obasi, coached him on the Newtown Pride team. He was the MVP that helped them take home that $1 million.
There's a shot, just misses. Another attempt high into the netting. Strykers almost had themselves another go-ahead goal here with 11.7 seconds left.
Marco, almost a first half hat trick, just inches wide of the post. 10 seconds remain.
Santana advances it over to Coughlin. 5 seconds remain. Strykers have it. And folks, that's going to do it for the first half here in Toyota Arena. As it stands, the Empire Strykers lead Utica City FC by a score of 4-3.
Get the latest news on the MASL and your favorite teams by following MASL Soccer on Facebook and Instagram and MASL Arena on Twitter. And if you're a fan of either team tonight, be sure to check out Empire Strykers or UCFC on all of your social media platforms. Folks, MASL TV is the way to stay on top. Please subscribe to MASL TV on YouTube, where you'll find game rebroadcasts, MASL shows, highlights, and more.
Hey guys, I am joined today by MASL's co-Golden Boot winner and last year's MASL Newcomer of the Year. I'm joined today by Marco Fabián. Marco, thank you for joining me today.
No, thank you, Panda. Nice to see you again, and we are happy to be here.
I'm so excited to see you. That means the season has started. But first, I want to talk about the off season. You were very busy. You traveled a lot. You starred in your own reality TV show, and you somehow managed to squeeze in owning your very own football club, FC Andorra. Talk to me a little bit how you're feeling coming into this season after such a busy off season.
Yes, first one, I'm really happy because, like, you know, like the MASL just like have a off season, and I have to do another things, you know, and I'm really happy because I'm the owner of the new professional soccer team in Andorra. So we buy it like 1 year ago in second division, and we go to the first division. It's the first season in first division. We are in the first place on the table, so we are a great job with have just try to get opportunities to the new young players, just to send to Europe. You know, Europe is a different level. And then at the same time, like, you know, another thing, like they offered me to be in a reality show. It's a new experience for me. Yep. At the beginning, I was a little embarrassing, but I just tried to get new things in my life. It's a great experience. I have a new friends there, and just doing something different like a soccer. And then I'm focused again to the new season. I just try to get also new opportunities to just grow up the MASL. This is when I was also my job to be here. And then I'm happy, I'm excited for the new season.
Now, we touched a little bit on your accomplishments from last season. Do you have any new goals for this season coming into it now that you have an even better grasp on how this game is played?
Yes, I still learning, you know. It's like last season I was like blessing and I was the golden ball, but I want to learn more from my friends. I had a lot of players where they play a long time this indoor soccer. I like it, I love it to play here. It's enjoy, it's the most important. You have fun here also with the people, and I just try to get a new season, a better season. I always say in my whole career, I say, if I score, I'm happy, but I'm more happy if we win. So I always try just to, the new season, just to try to more victories, more winning. So we have a great work for that.
All right, we only have a few seconds left here, but I want to know, with some of the changes in the offseason that the Strykers have also gone through, how do you feel overall as a team and how the season is going to go for them?
We feel really good. We have new players. We have really quality players. I think we have a great team, and just start like a step by step, game plus game to game, just to try to get the championship. This is our achievement.
That's what it's all about, winning, right? At the end of the day?
At the end of the day, that's what I want.
Well, Marco, I could talk to you for so much longer, but you've got a game to get to, so thank you so much for talking to me, and good luck on the rest of the season.
Thank you, Panda. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Across the nation, MASL players are giving back, utilizing their professional power to touch and inspire people in their local communities nationwide. Free soccer clinics, where kids can meet their heroes and learn new skills. After-school programs and special events. And surprise visits to the classroom. Visiting brave kids in the hospital, bringing joy and hope. Supporting special needs care, partnering with local businesses, and so much more. MASL, passion on the field, purpose off the field, committed to community.
shoots, he scores!
What's going on, everybody? This is the MASL in 5. It's your chance to get caught up on everything that went down in the MASL over the past week in just 5 minutes. Let's go.
Correa on the counter. It's Correa in on goal. Correa with a shot. It's blocked. It's off the board. And Correa. Here come the Teddies.
Yeah, Teddy Bears collected and delivered to a local nonprofit in time for the holidays. And yeah, fans had a lot to celebrate in Tacoma. The Stars have big expectations this campaign after a strong season last year. They led 5-4 in the dying seconds, setting up the dramatic finish.
Jones goes to ground. Ball still bouncing. Danger. Morgan misses. Correa with a block. Charlie Gonzalez's shot. The buzzer sound.
Big win for Tacoma as they take down their old school rivals. Okay, Wave versus Comets. This contest had a bit of everything. It was the game broadcast on CBS Golazo. Casey jumped out to a 3-0 lead with the Wave, came back, and there were lots of great goals and lots of controversy in this game. This KC goal in the fourth would have put them up by 3 goals, and it's a banger too, from way out here from distance, just under the bar. Beautiful, but the goal was disallowed. Originally, there was supposed to be a penalty that would have stopped the play. The officials discussed it. Now, for a full analysis of exactly what went down, tune into Under Review on MASL TV with Ryan Sigic and Phil Ivanko, who break down the play. But the long and short of it is the goal was disallowed, and the Wave came back to burn Kansas City.
Now 15 seconds to go. Alvarez chips it in. Huffman trying to get position. Banks it off the board. In front of the goal! Ricardo Cavallo ties it up at 5 apiece. Tony had a goal with the fourth. Sanchez got away. Sanchez coming in first. The goal! The Wave wins it tonight, 6-5.
Tough way for KC to lose it. The Wave triumphed 6-5 in OT. Empire in Chihuahua. Before the game, the Savage were celebrating their back-to-back league titles, and they were all business in their home opener.
Para el equipo de Chihuahua. Ahí está el Popper que puede disparar de derecha y el gol.
10-3 Chihuahua takes it. They are looking frightening already. Harrisburg and Baltimore, a battle of two teams that missed the postseason last year and are looking to bounce back this season. And that was a good game, actually, back and forth the entire way. The Blast take down the Heat ultimately by an 8-6 final score. Okay, some games we're looking forward to this weekend. Utica City kicks off their season in Empire. This will be the CBS Sports Golazo game of the week. Kickoff 7:35. That's local time, so PST. Should be a fantastic contest. And San Diego will host Utica on Saturday, and this will open Front Wave Arena. Can't wait to watch. Will it be a fortress like Pechanga was? We shall see. Tacoma taking on Chihuahua. This should be maybe the game of the weekend. Two fantastic teams. Tacoma finished the season so strong last year. Chihuahua knocked them out of the playoffs, though. And your players of the week. Chris Toth in goal for the Tacoma Stars. Roberto Escalante of Chihuahua on defense, and offensively it is Nick Pereira. Roberto, unbelievable for Chihuahua as they took down Empire 10-3. 2 goals, 1 assist, and most importantly, as a defender, 4 blocks for Roberto. And offensively, Nick Pereira. Great game for the Stars. 1 goal and 2 assists in the win over San Diego. And finally, Chris Toth, 27 huge saves to lead the Stars to the win. Time now for your plays of the week.
Se dolía por ahí de la pierna derecha y que digas tú que hay mucho, se la dejo. ¡Golazo!
He's going to slow it down. Rivers, space, Rivers!
Marco Fabián!
This would be the situation against the boards to get that
Great
shot off
shot,
right there.
Right. Beats Toth from distance. And
ahí está el Popper que puede disparar de derecha y el gol.
Harrisburg, and they create a turnover. Mello! Oh, just wide. Diegas? Oh, what a goal!
Tony had a goal
There
with
you
the fourth.
go. There
Sanchez
you
got
go.
away. Sanchez coming in first.
There you
Goal!
go.
The Wave wins it tonight, 6-5.
Yeah, and just a reminder, of course, that to stay up to date with everything that's going on with the league, including great feature stories, the latest news, statistics, you can head to the MASL's official social media outlets. Thanks so much for watching. See you next week.
Welcome back to Toyota Arena. We are going to head to the third member of our broadcast crew. Joining us pitch side, Amanda the Panda Philemon.
Hey guys, I was able to talk to head coach Onu Obasi right before the half, and I asked him his thoughts on the matchup and how he thought that the Strykers were performing, and he said he's happy that they were able to weather the storm there in the middle of the first half, and after the timeout they regrouped and they came out strong. However, they've just made too many mistakes and they really need to find a way to kind of clean those up, and he's happy that Utica City was not able to capitalize on many of them. So if they can just rein in the mistakes and play together as a team and execute the strategy that he has, then he thinks that they're going to come out into this second half a more dynamic team. What I know is this has been a fun game either way, front to back, so I can't wait to see what we're going to see tonight in the second half of the game. So back to you guys up in the booth.
Thank you, Panda. Appreciate those kind words. Folks, to get you recapped on the scoring so far, UCFC have 3 goals on the night. First of which scored by Barbaro Chelier, second of which by Jace Berger, third on the night scored by Kid Dynamite himself, Gordy Gerson. For Empire, their 4 goals came by way of a brace from Marco the Marvelous Marco Fabián, Justin the Stinger Stinson, and Abdul Mansouré to round out our goal scorers, where the scoreline currently sits at 4-3 as we prepare for the third quarter. Joining you on the call here, the voice of Empire, none other than Christian Philly Filliman.
Thank you, Jonathan the Dr. Reimer. Yes, 4-3 is the score right now. And the interesting stat that I'm looking at, UCFC has 14 shots. Empire has 8. Empire is 50% from their attempts in terms of finding the back of the net. So while they do not have as many shots as the crew from upstate New York, they have been very efficient. And of course, very efficient has been Marco Fabián, who's got himself a couple of goals in this game. As we alluded to earlier at the top of the broadcast, he is the co-Golden Boot winner from last season, along with Kansas City Comets' Zach Reggett. Marco kicking off his campaign, and speaking of kicking off, we are underway here to start the third quarter in Toyota Arena.
Clayson DeLima had 8 saves for Empire in that first half, just 2 saves for Andrew Coughlin of UCFC.
DeLima dumping it down low, trying to connect with Justin Stinson as UCFC heads it out. Andy Reyes into the rookie, Oliveira. Oliveira passes it over to DeLima. DeLima chips it up high as that gets headed nearly over and out of the boards by UCFC. Strikers do regain possession. Each team just ping-ponging it back and forth to one another. Stinson heads it over to Martinez. Martinez chips it back over to the Stinger. Stinson, who has found the back of the net once already this season. Stinson looking to get by his defender with a shot just to the right of Coughlin. Picked right back up by UCFC. Dantas trying to connect with Bordeaux down low, but intercepting it is Martinez. Martinez into Oliveira with a little bit of space to run. Look backwards to Martinez, but for some reason, UCFC went backwards. The Strikers moved it and advanced it. I would say that that was a missed opportunity by Oliveira.
You have to feel like the entire UCFC team, and perhaps Oliveira as well too, all thought that Strikers were going to retreat, maintain possession, be a little bit more calculated about bringing the ball forward. When they decided to simply recklessly move forward, it seemed like everyone on both sides of the ball wasn't ready.
Yeah, it surprised both of us as well. Pass comes into Fabián. Fabián, who has been the offensive dynamo in tonight's game, as he has been time and time again. Perez off of the boards into Fabián. Fabián back into Palmer. Palmer, the reigning defender of the year in the Major Arena Soccer League. Over to his goalkeeper, DeLima. DeLima trying to find Fabián. Chipped. And that's going to come out of play.
Last touched by UCFC. This will be a set piece for Empire, just about 4 or 5 yards inside the yellow line.
Fabián was going to take the restart. They're opting to give it over to Tony Della Torre. Della Torre getting significant minutes in what is his 7th Major Arena Soccer League game. Played 6 games last season for the Kansas City Comets. Stinson over to Fabián. Fabián with the shot just above the crossbar and into the netting.
You could see Fabián was trying to put that under the bar, got it just high of the plexi and up into the net, fishing for that hat trick for Marco the Marvelous.
And hat tricks, he scored a lot last season. You don't get 30-plus goals in a regular season without having multiple goal games. Down goes Oliveira, and the whistle blows by the official.
The 8-time Brazilian champ slow to get up there as he makes his way back to the bench. Oliveira looks like he's a little worse for wear after that challenge.
And the restart from DeAndrade into Alves. Gio Alves from Cape Verde. Couple of players on this UCFC side from Cape Verde. Pass tried to connect into Santana, broken up by the Strikers. Mansouré showing us his speed and footwork.
I can't believe he beat him to the ball. He was 20 feet behind the defensive player and still managed to get ball side of him there. Showing off the speed there, Abdul Mansouré.
Yeah, Mansouré was a sprinter in Wilmington, Delaware in his collegiate days. Ball gets dumped down low and into the stands. And unfortunately for the fan who has it, that will not be a souvenir. And I think we've seen that from time to time where a fan would try to walk out with one of the MASL balls, but that wouldn't have been one of the cases. Headed out of play by Aguirre. It's going to be a restart for UCFC.
Yeah, you want to head home with one of those MASL balls, got to hit up your friends at Miter and head to Miter.com and take home your own indoor soccer ball.
See, that's why I like working with you. I was trying to set you up for that subliminally, and you took it and you spiked it home.
An attempt at the Walla pass there gets caught by the Strikers as they're trying to force their way back out the other direction with a couple cheeky flips over the top.
Both teams going back and forth with possession. No real threatening attempts from either side. 4 minutes and so expiring here in this third quarter. Battle. And the whistle is going to be blown. The foul is going to go against.
It's going to go against UCFC. I think they committed about 4 or 5 fouls en route to that whistle there. So inevitably one of those was going to be called.
A lot of bumping down on those boards. Aguirre with the restart. Boots it into Stinson. Stinson advancing it across the yellow line with a shot right into the breadbasket of Coughlin. Coughlin throws it down low to Gerson. Kid Dynamite with a shot into the netting.
Marco Fabián doing a fantastic job there, legging it all the way back down to apply some defensive pressure. Force the early shot that goes wide up into the netting. Marco not only doing it on the offensive end, but on the defensive end as well too tonight.
De Lima rolls it into Fabián. Fabián into Perez. Perez finds Guy, Mustafa Guy. Deflects off. Santana recovers. Into DeAndrade. DeAndrade has somehow wide open. Shot saved by De Lima.
Ball looked like it was heading to the back of the net. It was over the outstretched boot of De Lima, but he manages just to get a paw to it. A brilliant save once again from Clayson De Lima.
There's a whistle. It's going to go against De La Torre. De Lima has made some outstanding saves in today's game.
By my math, that would make it his 10th of the day, putting him in double digits on the afternoon.
By your math, you say. Somau recovers in midfield. Into DeAndrade. DeAndrade with a battle with De La Torre. Santana into Somau. Trying to look by Swift. An attempt. Swift gets his block. Ricochets over into Santana. The veteran kicks it back to the captain, Bordeaux. Bordeaux into Berger. Berger has been successful today, finding the back of the net once. Swift has it with space, getting by Santana. Santana closes in on him. Swift takes down to the turf. No whistle. Dantas on the run. Has Berger to the right of him. Dantas right into Aguirre. And there's Santana.
Aguirre with the big defensive stand right there, getting the block from outside. Great work there as UCFC come back once again. Once again, it's the Empire Strykers able to stifle that as the ball comes back out the other way. But a scrum here against the board. It's going to be UCFC heading back out.
Yeah, both teams going at one another. Deflection from deflection. No real threatening opportunities thus far.
But you got to be careful in those pinball moments. You never know which direction the ball's going to come out and whose feet it might land at. Sometimes moments that appear to be
open opportunity and a shot and a goal. Keaton Woods finds the back of the net with the equalizer. We are now tied at 4-4.
Just like I said, a scrum against the boards causes the ball to fall right into the feet at the exact right moment. And here it is, UCFC hammering it home to equalize the game at 4. We've got ourselves a brand spanking new ball game thanks to Keaton Woods. 13 goals last season, picking right back up where he left off with his first of the campaign this year.
Didn't realize it was an old ball game. Woods in his third season at UCFC and in the Major Arena Soccer League, a product of the Real Salt Lake Academy, two-time All-Iowa 3A High School Player of the Year out of Cedar Rapids, and Keaton Woods finds the back of the net for the first time. Did so on 13 occasions last season to go along with 8 assists and 21 points. Stinson looking to get by Alves into a wide open Palmer. Palmer into Reyes. Reyes back over to Stinson. Stinson smothered defensively as he connects with Reyes. Reyes over to Palmer. Palmer into Alami, the rookie from Morocco. Back passes into Stinson. Stinson into the midfield to Berto. Berto in Alami. A wide open look for Martinez. Kick saved by Coughlin.
Oh, Martinez tried to go 5-hole split the wickets there. Looks like he almost got it through, and then Coughlin just able to get the slightest deflection on it.
And a great save by the man that they call Mr. Stretch. Another save, and he recovers.
That took a deflection deep. Coughlin, great reaction save right there. Back-to-back big saves from Andrew Coughlin.
Yeah, Coughlin, who split time in between the pipes for UCFC along with Brian Wilkin, was 12-3-1 last season record-wise. The GAA goals against average of 5.28. Stinson with space. Stinson with a shot. Justin Stinson puts the Empire Strykers up by a score of 5-4. Ring those lamps, ring those bells, baby.
Justin the Stinger Stinson says, Marco's got a brace, I want one too. Goes out and hammers home his second goal of the game. The pressure applied by the Empire Strykers at the far end of the field is what causes the turnover, creates the space for Stinger to once again find his way into the corner. We said it earlier, he's one of the best in the league at hammering it home from a difficult angle. He does it once again. Justin, the Stinger Stinson, has got his second goal of the match. And we are once again seeing Empire up 1. It's 5-4 here in the third quarter.
Stinson split his time with the Strikers and the Tacoma Stars last year. Found the back of the net 23 times last season. Dantas, what a fantastic kick block by Swift. Dantas had himself a clear look at Clayson DeLima, but Swift showing us that defensive prowess. And a great header from Berger back over to Coughlin to break up the Strikers' attack.
I think had that gone to a striker, they would have been whistled for a 3-line pass. They get away with one there. This is going to be a 3-line pass as well too here. And the ball is going to come all the way back to the yellow line for the Strikers.
Some back and forth action as UCFC gets themselves back in. The Strikers have another answer. It is very clear and evident that this is a far different Empire Strykers team than we saw a season ago. On the restart, Strikers 7:26. Fabián with a shot deflecting off the UCFC wall and into the stands.
Since that ball was a simple deflection out, it will not be a top-of-the-arc restart. However, folks, it looks like we are going to go ahead and head to a timeout. On our way out, we'd like to remind you that MASLsoccer.com is your home for everything Major Arena Soccer League. All the latest news, leaderboards, highlights, and more available at MASLsoccer.com. You're watching the Major Arena Soccer League on CBS Sports Golazo Network.
Indoor soccer fans, it's time to unleash a giant leap for fandom. Introducing MASL Indoor Soccer Fantasy Football. Build your dream team, invite your friends, and create your own draft league, all for free. Draft and trade players and win bragging rights as your team dominates the league. With MASL iFootball, you're not just a fan, you're part of the action. Go to MASL iFootball to sign up, get started, and play.
The Empire Strykers would like to thank National Corps. Join the Hope Through Housing Foundation in empowering children and families in the Inland Empire and beyond through after-school programs and financial coaching. To learn more, to see how hope is making a difference, visit hopethroughhousing.org.
Not to make a cheesy Star Wars reference, but the Empire has been striking back. Already halfway through this third quarter, they have equaled the most amount of shots that they have had in any quarter in this game thus far. Fabián retreats into Stinson. Pass comes into Aguirre. Aguirre connects back in with Marco the Magnificent. Aguirre back into Marco as the Strikers advance it across midfield. Stinson back over to Fabián. The give and go between the team's leading scorers. Into Andy Reyes. Andy Reyes connects in with Emmanuel Aguirre. Aguirre, who had started his youth career at Toluca down in Liga MX. Oliveira tries to thread it through into Mansouré, but Santana just held on to him.
That was very, very close to being inside the box here. I'm curious to see what the call is going to be. Looks like it is just going to be a top-of-the-arc restart here for the Strikers.
And it was very clear and evident that Santana was, well, I don't want to say bear hugging, but that's as close as you get to that.
Definitely 2 arms round the waist, and in any form of soccer, that's a no-no.
A very friendly encounter between 2 opposing rivals. Off the restart, Fabián with a shot off the boards, rebounds into Mustafa Guy.
You can see Fabián just took an extra touch there to try and settle that. That allowed the defender the opportunity to step forward and close down the angle.
And in net for the Empire Strikers, we see Brian Orozco. Orozco, who came in late in the game against the Chihuahua Savage just a week ago. Had an outstanding game where he had 8 saves with an over .727 save percentage. He comes in for Clayson De Lima. Interesting choice for Anuo Obasi to go from De Lima into Orozco.
Looks like Clayson is having a very detailed conversation with the athletic training staff on the...
Oh, Guy with a shot, bottom right corner. The Strikers once again strike through, lighting the lamps yet again.
Momo Guy, a.k.a. Mustafa Guy, finds the back of the net for the 6th time for the Empire Strikers today. It's a difficult ball at the back for UCFC to control. It's a quick deflection. They just lose possession and losing their feeding, allowing Momo Guy to just step in and hammer that one home. That's a mistake at the back for UCFC, capitalized on with authority by Momo Guy.
Mustafa Guy, Mo, to quote the great Busta Rhymes, give me some Mo. Finding the back of the net the first time this season, Mustafa Guy, very motivated this season, looking to be a two-sided player. Was a defender last season. Coach Anuo Obasi moved him to forward, and he rewarded him with that decision as he finds the back of the net, putting the Strikers up by 2 with 5 minutes and 38 remaining in the third quarter.
With the arrival of reigning defensive player of the year, Berto Palmer, that saw Momo Guy move to the front line, and it pays off in dividends here in the first home game of the season as the Strikers take a 2-goal lead, 5 left to play in the fourth.
Andrade tried to use the boards to his advantage, but Brian Orozco is in to intercept. For those who don't know Orozco, he's in his 3rd season in the Major Arena Soccer League. Spent his childhood between Guatemala City and Riverside, California. Had his youth career over at Guatemalan Giants Comunicaciones in the U17s, and well, featured for Guatemala's national senior team on the futsal side.
Andrew Coughlin once again here in the third quarter is going to be called for a 3-line pass. He appeared to get away with one in the first half of the game that went uncalled, but noticed by some of the fans sliding into the DMs here. He has been whistled for it twice in the second half, so he's not getting away with it anymore.
Andy Reyes on the restart. Reyes in his 9th year in the Major Arena Soccer League out of San Diego, California. Played last season with the Texas Outlaws, set to take the restart. Into Mustafa Guy. Momo gets tripped up and dispossessed. Great defense from Olava, who tries to connect with Oliveira. Oliveira crashing into Reyes, still has it. Into the right corner. Ball is loose. Deflected out. I believe it was Fabián that broke that play up.
Great defensive clearance there by Fabián. Into the boards, avoids a defensive clearance call. Manages to get the ball into the boards where Empire are going to come away with the whistle. One of the new rules this year, we mentioned there are 7 of them. There is no longer going to be a drop ball against the boards. It is going to be the official's decision as to who gets the ball. And we can see already here the overruling from the near side official, who has said it is UCFC's ball after that stoppage of play against the boards. Last season, that would have been a dropped ball with 2 players attempting to kick at it from close range. For safety reasons, a new rule has smartly come in to avoid that.
Off the restart. Shot saved by Orozco. Poked away by Aguirre. Santana has it in the midfield. Over to Alves. Alves in that right corner.
For what it's worth, Clayson De Lima, who went to the bench, the first half goalkeeper, receiving some treatment.
Breakaway. Aguirre has it. Kick saved by Coughlin.
What a save by Coughlin. Full stretched outside boot.
Strykers did have a man advantage on that counter. Stinson's going to decide to operate back to the midfield. Orozco into Perez. Perez back over to Palmer. Less than 4 remaining here in this third quarter. If you're just joining us now, the score remains the Empire Strykers 6, Utica City FC 4. Orozco back to Palmer. Oliveira sandwiched in between both of them. Martinez into Perez. Perez into Mansouré. Shot. He just misses. Deflects over to Stinson. Stinson has it. Still remains with it. Somehow he kept with it. Stinson with space. Kick save once again by Coughlin.
Stinson had picked that far corner, just couldn't get enough pace on that shot to beat Coughlin, but some brilliant work in the midfield there by Stinson to win the ball back. He is one of the best midfielders in the Major Arena Soccer League. Skills on display right there.
I mean, for lack of a better term, the kid's a magician. Kicked well into the stratosphere and into the netting.
As that ball goes out of play, as I was mentioning earlier, it appears as though Clayson De Lima was receiving some treatment on the bench. He was holding what appears to be his lower left back. That treatment appears to have ended, and he does look as though he wants to come back in the game. There's a conversation between him and the coaching staff. We'll see if that happens for the fourth quarter.
UCFC on the run. Picked up by Gonzalez. Gonzalez into Mansouré. Mansouré looking to speed past the defender. Shot once again, saved by Coughlin.
Mansouré showing off that speed once again, able to create some space. He came in from behind the defender, ran right past him with the ball, able to create that look, and a brilliant save by Andrew Coughlin once again, who's earning his keep here in the second half.
And Chase Berger, a great defender, and Mansouré absolutely blazed trails by him. Off the walls into Munir Alami. The Moroccan international connects with his rookie compadre, Ciro Oliveira. Pass comes into Reyes. Reyes back over to Alami. Alami finds Oliveira. Fabián. Great pressure by UCFC, pushing the talisman near to the midfield. Reyes into Alami. Alami into the offensive third with a shot. Saved by Coughlin. We've said that a few times here within the last 120 seconds.
Coughlin only had 2 registered saves in the first half. He's about tripled that number here in the third quarter.
As Strykers have picked up their shots. An easy pickup by Chelier. Over to Andrew Coughlin. Coughlin dumps it in. Gordy Gerson somehow gets onto the turf. Fools all of us. Shot by Kid Dynamite. Just misses. Ding dong, ring-a-ling-a-ling. Shot, and it goes in. Utica City claw one back. The score now 6-5.
It's a beautiful runner at the back post there. Looks like it's Logan Roberts who picks up the goal on the back post. Just waiting to sneak it in, a la what we saw from Gordy Gerson earlier in this game. UCFC utilized that to their advantage once again. A simple tap into the back post of the wide open man. And Logan Roberts has the 4th goal of the night for UCFC.
The Andrade was a part of that play, and you can't slow down when it comes to competing against UCFC. Mentioned it earlier. They were one of the highest scoring teams in indoor soccer last year, and they have clawed their way back. They were within 1 goal here with 1:20 remaining in the third quarter. Martinez has it, and that just gets chipped in from Alves to Coughlin.
Lucky he didn't get called for a back pass to the keeper there.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Taken away. Stinson, tough touch as he was looking to run, but wisely retreats to reset. Under a minute to go. Martinez in to Perez, deflects.
Martinez far too lackadaisical with that shot, telegraphed it.
Great defense by Martinez. Regains possession, but DeAndrade is there. Another great defensive play by Martinez. Stevenson looks to recover. And we're going to have a whistle down on the turf, DeAndrade.
And we have our first blue card of the game. It looks as though Justin Stinson is going to be given a 2-minute blue card for tripping. Justin currently down. There is another new rule this year. He has 15 seconds to get to the penalty box. If he does not hurry up and head his way over to the sin bin, he will be given a yellow card 5-minute penalty as well. He's making his way over, although taking his sweet time as he heads straight over to the bench, avoiding that blue card for lackadaisically heading over. Sorry, avoiding the yellow card. He is issued a blue card. And we have our first power play of the game. This being UCFC's first game of the season. No power play numbers from this year to report. However, last year, they did convert on 31% of their man advantages.
Well, you pretty much took what I was going to say away from me, but I appreciate that. It shows me that you did your homework. Oliveira getting pushed back by Gonzalez. Martinez. Hadn't seen many shorthanded goals. I don't think we saw any from the Empire Strykers last season.
We have a foul out in the midfield. As coming up off the deck is Randy Martinez. Foul is going to go against UCFC, and another brilliant opportunity here for Empire to eat a few more seconds off of this 2-minute man advantage.
At 21.9 seconds remaining in the quarter. The restart. Berto going to go back over to his keeper, Orozco. Orozco, the Guatemalan international, tries to boot it down into Guy. Recovered by UCFC. And an errant pass, miscommunication there as the Strikers have it. Long ball in to Martinez. And it looks like we have a 3-line pass.
Ooh, the Strikers felt like they had got to the right side of the yellow line before that ball came out. No, it is just going to be a common foul called against the Strikers down low with 3 seconds here left in the quarter. It'll leave about 1 minute and 20 seconds left of power play when we come back for the fourth quarter. On our way out, folks, we'd like to remind you that the MASL All-Star Game is heading to Utica, New York on February 12th. So follow the MASL on social media for updates on tickets, rosters, and more.
The wait is over. The 2025 MASL season is here. Bigger and better than ever. Get ready for high-speed action, jaw-dropping goals, and fierce competition as your favorite teams battle it out on the field. With intense rivalries, unforgettable moments, and new stars rising, the MASL delivers excitement every week. Get your tickets now and be part of the excitement, because this season, the action is non-stop.
Are you looking for inspiration? The FYI podcast delivers stories of inspiring individuals like the Strykers, Marco Fabián, Momo, and their remarkable personal journeys.
Because you're going to see people from all parts of life. They're us, everyday people facing everyday obstacles. And how they overcome them is a blueprint for all of us to learn from.
If you want to be inspired, subscribe to the FYI podcast.
Welcome back to Toyota Arena, where the Empire Strykers are hanging on to a 6-5 lead over UCFC. We've got 15 minutes left to play. Those 15 minutes, that final quarter, tends to be the most intense action of the game. Ready for the call, my partner in crime, Mr. Christian Philly Filliman.
Thank you, my friend Jonathan the Dr. Reimer. It was a great third quarter offensively for the Empire Strykers as they outshot Utica City FC by a margin of 11-4. Up until the third quarter, it was really UCFC that had the lion's share of shots as Clayson DeLima made a lot of great saves. In comes Brian Orozco in the third quarter doing his thing. As it stands right now, the Strykers have 19 shots to Utica City FC's 18. The game is tight, the game has been compact, and we are 15 minutes away from declaring a winner. But Doctor, if we go into overtime, you should explain to the new listeners out there and viewers watching on CBS Sports Golazo Network what happens just in case we go into one of those.
Folks, should we head to overtime, it will be golden goal time. And if we can get one goal in overtime, whichever team scores will walk away with 2 points, not 3 today. One going to the team that went into overtime, however fell. Should we remain scoreless, we will go to a 3-player shootout. After those 3 shots, if the goal remains tied, it will go to single elimination shootout after that. Both coaches still retain their challenge. There is a tweak in the rules this season. Should a challenge be won, the team will receive their flag back, as opposed to last year where you simply got one challenge a game regardless of win or loss. However, if a coach should use their challenge in regulation, it will be returned to them for overtime. However, it will be up to the officials to determine the overtime challenges.
We are 14 minutes and 43 seconds away from figuring out what happens next. It's been an exciting one thus far on the Golazo Network. DeAndrade into Coughlin. Coughlin's had a fantastic time in between the pipes for Utica City. Had it not been for him, the Empire Strykers would have been up by a much higher margin. Ball comes into DeAndrade. Into the right. Pass comes into Dantas. Dantas, who hasn't had much of an offensive impact into today's game, but do not discount him as he is a lethal scorer. DeAndrade in the Woods. Woods with a shot saved by that appears to be Clayson DeLima. DeLima back in the game as Brian Orozco heads out. DeLima making another shot-saving extraordinaire scenario.
As body language indicated, whatever was ailing Clayson DeLima coming out of halftime in that third quarter appears to be addressed, and he is back between the pipes.
Oliveira with a shot, another save by DeLima.
Just in the nick of time for Empire as he is forced to come up with 2 back-to-back massive saves.
Dantas into Woods. Woods over to DeAndrade. DeAndrade into Woods. Shot. And Keaton Woods finds the back of the net for the second time. We are now tied at 6-6.
Keaton Woods dialing it in from downtown, picking a corner. What a beautiful strike there for his brace. He's got the 4th and 6th goals on the night for UCFC as he has allowed far too much space out on the point. Dials up that top corner, fires it home. And you can see Clayson DeLima getting up, fired up that no one went out there to challenge that shot.
And DeLima's now off as Brian Orozco comes back on. The Strykers have a platoon of keepers. We mentioned Orozco, we mentioned DeLima. There's also Brandon Gomez, who got the start against the Chihuahua Savage for the Empire Strykers a week ago. So Anu Obasi has 3 very capable keepers, and he keeps subbing them in thus far.
Brian Orozco, who is currently out on the field right now, came in for Clayson DeLima, started the match earlier today in M2.
Fabián. Oh, sorry, Doc. Fabián with a shot saved by Coughlin. Fabián maintaining possession. The Wizard operates it over to Oliveira. Oliveira into Aguirre. Aguirre into Orozco. Tries to find Fabián. Ball is loose, shot, nearly scored again by Mansoure.
Abdul Mansoure tried to grab that one on the volley, just put it wide. Almost a sensational goal for Abdul.
Orozco being threatened by somehow Isak. Tried to get it, but wisely retreated from Orozco. Ciro Oliveira connects with a wide open Fabián. Marco with a shot and a brilliant save by Coughlin.
Oh, I don't know if Coughlin saved that or if the ball just hit him. He'll take it either way. One-on-one versus Marco Fabián. Put it on the highlight reel for Andrew Coughlin. What a save. As he's grabbing the dome piece, he might be worse for wear coming out of that save.
Della Torre dumps it into Alami. Alami into Oliveira. Ciro backpedals it into Orozco in midfield. Strykers looking to stretch UCFC's defense. Alami has it in the corner. Wide open is Palmer. Palmer's shot. And Della Torre was open, opted to go into a wide open Fabián. And Fabián gets dispossessed by somehow. Oliveira's going to sprint, getting by Ciro Oliveira. And Brian Orozco is there making a fabulous save, but we see a Smurf sighting. Folks, we refer to a Smurf as a blue card.
It was a delayed call on the initial entrance foul, and it appears as though they are calling a second foul on Orozco inside the box. I have a feeling this is going to be 2 blue cards issued to the Empire Strykers, as it appears as though they are going to call tripping in the box as well as holding entering the zone. It appears to be 2 blue cards at the moment. However, our officials are discussing it.
And folks, I mentioned the name Oliveira twice. The Strykers have one in that of Ciro Oliveira, and Utica City FC have one in that of Kelvin Oliveira. So it was an Oliveira on Oliveira attack. We're just waiting for the instructions as to what's going to happen. We see Ciro Oliveira heading into the penalty box, or we thought he was heading into the penalty box. There seems to be some confusion down on the turf. Nope, Ciro Oliveira is heading into the penalty box. Well, he was. The door was open.
And it appears as though Brian Orozco is being sent to the penalty box as well.
He seems surprised, judging by his body language.
It certainly looks like he went in for the save. He got the ball. It looks like his continued efforts that it is indeed going to be 2 blue cards issued against the Strykers. Clayson DeLima will come back into the match, and he's going to have to come back in a difficult moment and face the penalty. One of the other new rules this season is that penalties are not just 1 shot, 1 save, or goal anymore. It is now 5 seconds of continuous action, and at the end of that 5 seconds, if the ball is not in the back of the net, then play will move on.
This should be an interesting matchup. It's going to be Kelvin Oliveira against Clayson DeLima. 11 minutes and 44 seconds remain in this game. It is tied. This is a crucial moment and a huge opportunity for UCFC to regain the lead. Waiting for the officials to blow the whistle as we have this one-on-one opportunity.
Kind of surprised Onua Obasi didn't throw the challenge flag on the second blue card for the penalty inside the box. It certainly looked like the initial save had been made and that the follow-through took him into the player.
Seconds away from this one-on-one opportunity. Oliveira calmly lines himself up behind the ball. Referees are just giving their final instructions. We're just seconds away from this 1v1.
There were 4 Empire Strykers outfield players out on the turf, which would not make sense with 3 guys in the box. And indeed, one has retreated to the bench. It is going to be 5-on-3 action. Empire will have to play down 2 men.
There's ever an opportunity for UCFC to capitalize. Here it is. 5-on-3 and a 1-on-1 opportunity right here. Official blows his whistle. Oliveira sizes up DeLima's shot, and he scores, finding the back of the net. UCFC takes the lead, 7-6. Oliveira threading the netting.
Oliveira, calm as you like, sets it up, picks a corner, waits for DeLima to make his first move. He had his mind made all the way, fires it into the back as DeLima goes left, shot goes right, back of the net, and with that, UCFC take the lead. They are up 7-6 with 11:43 left to go here in the quarter.
And as a result of him scoring in that situation, one Empire Striker player comes out of the penalty box, so it is no longer a 5v3 scenario, it is 5v4. As Oliveira is in, And UCFC still has a power play with 11:43 remaining in the game.
What's interesting is that Orozco, the keeper who got the second blue card,
Finds Swift. Shot just misses, hits the left side of the post. Recovered by Dantas.
folks, we apologize. We know we're experiencing some technical difficulties at the moment. We are doing our best to get the action resumed here for you.
Gerson with some room, shot, and the header. Another goal by Kelvin Oliveira, and another goal for UCFC. It has been all Utica City FC. Rejoicing are the boys from upstate New York right at this moment.
They have taken the lead 8-6, 3 unanswered goals by UCFC. They take advantage of all of the power plays, and the mistakes committed by the Strikers come back to haunt them threefold with 3 power play conversions for UCFC, 3 goals, and they have swung themselves into a 2-goal lead with 9:54 left to play in regulation.
Such a smart play by Gordy Gerson, faking out his defender and the defense, enabling that header to occur, and just like that, UCFC finds themselves up by 2 goals with 9 minutes and 50 seconds remaining.
And for the 3rd time tonight, it's the offensive player waiting at the back post for the tap-in for UCFC. Clearly a hole in the Strikers' defense that they have exploited as Marco Fabián goes down to the pitch and is awarded with the call.
Tripped up by Berger, restart for the Strikers. In comes Stinson. Strikers were leading the vast majority of the game, but UCFC has roared their way back in. Back heel into Stinson. Stinson finds Fabián. Marco with a shot, saved by Coughlin. The rebound, Alami has it. Taken away. Battle. 3 Strikers players trying to fight with Alava. Recovered by Alami. Munir. Back into Aguirre. Aguirre finds Reyes. Reyes advancing across the midfield, back heels it, back passes it to Aguirre. Aguirre into Orozco. Orozco dumps it into Munir. Munir looking to turn around into Aguirre. Aguirre across the yellow line, shot just misses to the right. Recovered by Stinson. Stinson goes down, no whistle, and Coughlin recovers. The roll in the Chelier, somehow wide open. And Orozco is there to deny him.
Orozco going to his feet well outside the box there to stop that one. Brilliant defensive work from the keeper.
Picked up by Stinson. Mansouré with Santana, and the veteran denies Abdul Mansouré. And that was a fantastic play on Santana.
Nelson Santana, fantastic defensive work.
Shot saved by Orozco. Nelson Santana just continues to make defensive stop after defensive stop. Martinez in the Guy. Guy finds Martinez. Gets by Gerson. Randy with a shot, just misses to right. Shot by Fabián, another save by Coughlin. Comes into Gerson. Guy. And there's Coughlin diving in it.
It's Marco Fabián jumps up, puts a foot on the board, and a little wall stomp there. You can see the frustration starting to show for the Mexican superstar. And folks, we're going to head to a media timeout here. On our way out, we'd like to remind you to get the latest news on the MASL and your favorite teams by following MASL Soccer on Facebook and Instagram and MASL Arena on Twitter. You are watching the Major Arena Soccer League on CBS Sports Golazo Network.
Across the nation, MASL players are giving back, utilizing their professional power to touch and inspire people in their local communities nationwide. Free soccer clinics, where kids can meet their heroes and learn new skills. After-school programs and special events. And surprise visits to the classroom. Visiting brave kids in the hospital, bringing joy and hope. Supporting special needs care, partnering with local businesses, and so much more. MASL, passion on the field, purpose off the field, committed to community.
Catch MASL Monday every Monday night on MASL TV and YouTube, as well as CBS Sports Golazo Network. Alex Bostjuvansky and Phil Levanko are joined each week by special guests from across the league to recap the weekend's game and discuss the league's hot topics. Be sure to check out our friends Alex and Phil on MASL Monday.
It's a great show. I make sure not to miss it. Lovely Bostjuvansky and Levanko. Some of the most entertaining individuals in the Major Arena Soccer League.
The storyline for this game right now has been self-inflicted wounds by the Empire Strykers and an advantage taken by UCFC. A flurry of blue cards at the end of the third quarter, start of the fourth, caused Empire to be down 2 men. UCFC able to capitalize with 3 quick unanswered goals. They have taken an 8-6 lead here with 7:30 left to go in regulation.
They've come on strong in the third quarter and in the fourth. Find themselves in an advantageous position, but as we know in indoor soccer, a 2-goal lead is nothing. Recovered by the Strikers as Palmer passes it into Gonzalez. Gonzalez finds Stinson entering the game, advancing it across the midfield. Stinson back over into Gonzalez. Finds Palmer. Strikers looking to find some space. Stinson has it. Tough touch as he's pushed off of the ball by Dantas, and the official's going to blow the whistle against the big Brazilian.
Once again, very, very close to being a boarding call. Officials decide it was just outside the wall there. UCFC manages to stay out of the sin bin once again.
Fabián into Orozco. Orozco dumping it into the left side. Kicked out by Alava. In comes D'Andrade. Cleverly stops by and gets Basberto. Palmer, and that's going to be a trip on De La Torre as Keaton Woods hits the deck.
A delay of game warning has been issued to the Empire Strykers for kicking the ball away and delaying the restart. A second delay of game offense would warrant a yellow card 5-minute violation.
Well, as you can tell, somebody's been reading the rule book, and that's what I appreciate about you, Doctor.
Just trying to keep all our new viewers up to date on what's going on in the beautiful world of arena soccer.
A lot of goals in this game and a lot of excitement. Fabián has it, but recovered by Berger. Fabián regains possession, poked away. And UCFC looking to make a run. Somehow opts to go backwards, trying to kill some more time off the clock. Finds Santana. Santana back to Somehow. Less than 6 remaining here in the fourth quarter.
2-goal lead. You might think UCFC just wants to put their foot on the ball and see this one out, but 5.5 minutes is a lot of time in the indoor world, especially in a fourth quarter.
Pass comes back into Reyes. Reyes into Palmer. Palmer into Mansoure. Mansoure's had arguably one of his best games in his Major Arena Soccer League career tonight. Stinson into Orozco. Orozco playing a very dangerous game, being that far outside of his box.
Typically a point in time in a game when the team that is trailing would normally employ a 6th attacker anyway.
We've seen that over the course of the entire game, though. Santana has it sandwiched in between Stinson and Guy. And that's going to go against Stinson, as he can't believe the call by the official.
Stinson has to be very, very careful to not get himself a card for complaining here, as he is irate at that whistle.
And it's been cards that have killed the Strikers. They find themselves down because of power plays. Martinez. Martinez has had a fine game within his own right. Only in his 2nd year in the Major Arena Soccer League. Got his way onto the team via tryout last year and impressed the coaching staff to the point where they brought him on. Last season was an interesting one, challenging one, but he's gotten significant minutes for Coach Obasi's side tonight. Orozco with a shot, saved by Coughlin. Kicked out of danger by Gerson. Here comes the run. Chelier gets by the defender, shot, nearly scores. The ball is loose, booted away by the Strikers. Great defense by Aguirre. Santana has it.
Barbaro Chelier just almost weaved his way through the entire Strikers defense and was inches away from putting that one in with a Herculean solo effort, as a firm tackle there by UCFC in the midfield is going to warrant a whistle, and it'll be Empire ball.
That's Bordeaux with the foul on Stinson. 4 minutes and 15 remain. Strikers are going to try to mount any kind of a comeback. It needs to start right now. Stinson gets the ball back into play to Orozco. Orozco into Alami. The rookie pressured on the right side. Finds Oliveira. Play gets reset. Orozco into Aguirre. Aguirre trying to get by Berger. He does, shot just misses wide.
Looked like that took the slightest deflection on its way across the front of goal.
Pass comes in. And there's Aguirre once again making an outstanding defensive play, heading that ball back into the hands of Orozco. Oliveira, 3:30 remaining in the quarter. Pass into Palmer. Palmer gets dispossessed by Oliveira. Oliveira with a shot, finding the back of the net yet again, and UCFC takes a commanding lead. Calvin Oliveira making a fantastic defensive play, dispossessing Robert Palmer. It is all Utica City FC here in the fourth quarter.
It's an absolute defensive gaffe by the reigning defender of the year. Berto Palmer gives the ball up with his keeper out of goal. And for the 3rd time tonight, goals 7, 8, and 9 on the evening for UCFC, slotted home by Kelvin Oliveira. In his 2nd year in the Major Arena Soccer League, the 8-time Brazilian futsal champ has put a serious stamp on this game with a late-game hat trick to see UCFC ahead by 3.
I mean, you could barely call it the 2nd season. He played in 2 games last season, but even then he found 2 goals and 1 assist for 3 points. He's going to be a monster in this league, and he's showing us why Tommy Tanner was so big on bringing him into upstate New York.
It has been some costly errors in the second half of the match for Empire that have unseated them after what was a brilliant start to the 3rd quarter. They came out with a flurry of shots, but just could not stay out of the sin bin, and a few physical mistakes here in the 4th quarter have seen them looking up the scoreline.
Pass in to Perez. Guy. Perez has it. Perez with a shot. Just misses off the wall. Poked away. Stinson and Santana. Santana boxing out Stinson. Activity and action on that part of the wall. There's a shot, just misses, hits the post. Ding dong, ring-a-ling-a-ling. And there is Coughlin once again making an outstanding save.
Inches, less than an inch away from being tucked in that far corner there. Just hits the wrong side of the bar and finds its way out for Empire as they almost had their 7th.
122 seconds remaining in the game. UCFC with the lead of 9-6. They've had an outstanding 4th quarter. Berger into Gerson. Kid Dynamite backs it into Alava. Alava getting past Swift. Broken up by Perez. Perez into Guy. Does not have the numbers. Wisely retreats back to the midfield. Fabián back into the game. 1:36 remaining. Fabián launches it. Shot saved by Coughlin. And Dantas looked at a wide open net, but there's Orozco.
Orozco has to be careful. Can't touch the ball again without UCFC putting a foot to it or himself crossing the line.
Oliveira thought about winding up. Back into Aguirre. Aguirre evaluates his options, finds Fabián. Fabián into Reyes.
60 seconds left in the game. You figure you got to start a flurry of shots at this point if Empire's going to find a miracle in the last minute.
Fabián launches it, deflects off of De Andrade. Referee blows the whistle, stoppage in play.
We approach the last 52 seconds here of the game. It looks like Utica City is going to come into town and upset the home opener for the Empire Strykers. Utica City on the cusp of going 1-0 to start the season. Empire on the cusp of falling 0-2. Referee taking a moment to make sure the wall takes a step back, which it immediately takes back forward.
Shot deflects off of Gerson. Andrade has it, does not have the numbers. Launches it though, and into the netting. It's going to be a goalkeeper restart for Orozco. 46.4 remain in the 4th quarter. Orozco rolls it into Aguirre. Aguirre was looking for Stinson, but Stinson comes off and back into the bench. Aguirre into the right, dispossessed. De Andrade has it, chips it into the netting. He missed Gordy Gerson, who was wide open. Gerson could have had the 10th goal of the game.
Gerson not happy on his way back to the bench as well, too. Felt like he deserved that pass.
Pass into Fabián. Fabián in traffic. Finds Palmer. Palmer into Alami. Oliveira back heels it. Taken away by the other Oliveira. The goal-scoring Oliveira for Utica City FC. And that's going to be a foul against Orozco as Keaton Woods hits the deck.
It's going to be a blue and yellow stacked for Orozco. A bit recreational here in the final 6 seconds of the match, but a stern warning being issued from our officials today to Brian Orozco. And it looks like Keaton Woods still down and slow to get back up after taking that tough foul there from the Empire keeper.
Yeah, we hope nothing is seriously wrong with Woods as we see the trainer going out onto the turf. Woods, who's had an outstanding game tonight against the Empire Strykers, has been a big part of UCFC's offense this evening. While we're waiting on the resumption of play, so to speak, 6.4 seconds remain. The Empire Strykers really came out aggressively in the 2nd and the 3rd quarter, but UCFC turned on a different switch, and Calvin Oliveira, in what is his 3rd game in the Major Arena Soccer League, has put a stamp and has put everybody in this league on notice. He is here to play. The Brazilian futsal specialist has had a fine outing for Everton Moreira's UCFC side.
Calvin Oliveira, of course, featured on that Newtown Pride squad, coached by Onua Obasi. Onua knew exactly what he was getting into tonight with Calvin Oliveira, and Oliveira has made him pay. Folks, we'd like to remind you that if you disagree with a call tonight, well, you might just see it on MASL's most controversial show. That is, of course, Under Review with Phil Levanco and MASL head of officials Ryan Sigage. Catch it every Friday on YouTube, Under Review. the most controversial show in the Major Arena Soccer League.
We're seeing the play being reviewed again. Orozco making a tactical foul on Woods, and that's where we saw the contact. Woods hit the wall, and that's why he is down on the turf. Didn't see it from our angle. We just want to give a shout out to our production crew for providing us this angle. Thought it was just a Compton hip check scenario, but I didn't realize that Woods hit the wall as hard as he did.
There was not a lot of venom or animosity in the challenge there from Orozco, but he certainly sent the player into the boards. I do not think a blue card is unjustified here. Certainly seems like the right call. I think the officials are going to come out of this conversation with agreeing that a blue card is the right way to go. All of this, of course, recreational with 6.4 seconds remaining on the clock. Despite the high-scoring action of the Major Arena Soccer League, a bit unlikely for a team to score 3 times in 6 seconds, certainly while down a man at the moment.
I mean, that would be an absolute miracle, but it's without a doubt impossible for that to happen.
And it appears as though after a review, the call has been upgraded to a red card, and Brian Orozco is being sent to the locker room as that foul has been decided as a red card, and that means Orozco will be out for the next Empire Strykers match as well too. That seems a bit severe.
We haven't seen many red cards in this league. In fact, we've been calling games in the Major Arena Soccer League starting now 5 seasons. That is the first red card that we've seen in Toyota Arena. And there we see Orozco coming off of the turf. He is not happy. That's going to create a one-on-one opportunity, top of the yellow line.
I believe the decision here, Philly, is not for the venom of the contact, but because it was a last man and it prevented a goal-scoring opportunity, something that hadn't really occurred to me, seeing as how the foul happened all the way over at the benches, but there was no one behind that. So for denial of a goal-scoring opportunity, the correct call made by today's officials, but perhaps something for Ryan Sigich and Phil to discuss in under review.
And it's going to be a one-on-one opportunity for Gordy Gerson and Clayson DeLima. Gordy Gerson
will have 5 seconds to try and get this ball in the back of the net. If those 5 seconds expire, well, so will the game almost at that point, but
Gerson one-on-one with a shot saved by DeLima, denying Kid Dynamite of a goal. And he kicks that one out. And as we see it rolling, and it finds the back of the net.
The fans are cheering like they think that goal is going to count. No, this was just a penalty, so no time elapsed off the clock. Empire cannot score in this moment. It was simply a 5-second opportunity for UCFC to find their 10th goal of the match. That is stopped by Clayson DeLima. Comes up with a big save at the end of the game here, albeit maybe just one for the scorecard, if not one in determining factor for tonight's final scoreline.
Kid Dynamite had himself an opportunity for his 222nd goal of his indoor soccer career. Of course, that is the nickname given to Gordy Gerson. Seconds remain. Vinny Dantas, another kick saved by DeLima. As the clock expires, the game is over, and the score ends. Utica City FC 9, the Empire Strykers 6.
It was a rough home opener for the Empire Strykers, who played phenomenally throughout the course of the better part of 3 quarters, but unfortunately the wheels came off for them at the end of the 3rd quarter. UCFC comes storming from behind, takes advantage of Empire's mistakes. A late blue and yellow. Now the math in front of me makes it very clear. 2 blues and a yellow equals 3 cards in a game. 3 cards in a game equals a red, hence the ejection for Brian Orozco. And that is what brings us to our final scoreline tonight of 9-6.
Yeah, congratulations to UCFC for having a fantastic game today, their first game of the season. For the Empire Strykers, they drop their 2nd in a row, having lost on the road last week to the defending MASL champion Chihuahua Savage. UCFC coming in to Southern California, beating the Empire Strykers, but it's going to be a quick turnaround for UCFC as they head in to Oceanside, California, to take on the San Diego Sockers as they christen their new arena front wave. A beautiful facility, might I add. That should be an interesting game, but a quick turnaround. One would argue that that is an advantage for the Sockers.
Folks, we're going to head down to the pitch here in just a second to hear from Empire Strykers head coach Onua Obasi. He is currently pitch side with Amanda the Panda Filament. Take it away, Panda.
Hey guys, I'm here with head coach Onua Obasi. I know that was not the result that you wanted from this team. However, it was a real exciting game for anybody that's watching it today. Let's start with the positive. What are some things that you would like to take away from this game positively that you thought the guys did really well?
Yeah, I think when we look back at the tape, I think we'll see a lot of good stuff we did. We're trying to play away, and we're a team is quite inexperienced, and we have to accept that we're going to have spells where we're really good and spells where unfortunately today, we give the game away. So we made error after error after error in crucial moments, and it's similar to Chihuahua, although Chihuahua deserved the big scoreline they got. If you give a team 3-4 goals, you can't hardly hope to win. So we just have to keep working on eliminating those mistakes, and I think we will.
Yeah, for what seemed like 3/4 of the game, you guys felt really in control. There were a lot of really close opportunities, so they were definitely taking the shots. What are some things that you guys want to go back and work on for these next games?
I think we had at one point we had a 2-goal lead, and that's a moment where you can either kill the game or you let the team back in. And unfortunately, it's mistakes. We make some poor decisions to shoot when we should hold it. Moments like that, they might seem insignificant in the moment, but those things add up. And they're a good team. They got quality. Kelvin and Vinny are 2 MVP level players right there. So they showed why. And you make mistakes, they punished us.
Absolutely. And real quick, this is your first time back here in this arena as a coach now. How did it feel coming back here and now helping to lead this team?
Yeah, no, it's a privilege for sure. It's a beautiful arena. If you've ever been here, it really is a very special looking arena. So it's lovely to be in, and the crowd turned out tonight, which was fantastic. Great atmosphere, and unfortunately we couldn't get the results, so it's a little disappointing on that end. But in terms of the spectacle, I'm sure it's fantastic.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are going to leave tonight from this arena and watching it at home with a positive experience despite the loss, and you guys definitely put on a show. So can't wait to see what you guys are going to do this season. We just started, so I know there's a lot more to come from you guys.
Thanks a lot. Cheers.
All right, thank you. Back to you guys in the booth.
Folks, we are going to take a quick break, and we will be right back to wrap up today's game where UCFC has beat the Empire Strykers 9-6, but back with more MASL wrap-up here on CBS Sports Golasso Network after this.
Indoor soccer fans, it's time to unleash a giant leap for fandom. Introducing MASL Indoor Soccer Fantasy Football. Build your dream team, invite your friends, and create your own draft league, all for free. Draft and trade players and win bragging rights as your team dominates the league. With MASLI Football, you're not just a fan, you're part of the action. Go to MASLI Football to sign up, get started, and play.
Welcome back to Toyota Arena, where it is Utica City Football Club who have stormed into town and taken game one of the season 9-6 from the Empire Strykers and spoiling their home opener. Philly, some final thoughts on tonight's match.
I was utterly impressed with the play of Kelvin Oliveira. He had himself a fantastic game. Keaton Woods as well. Gordy Gerson continuing to do Gordy Gerson things. Andrew Coughlin with a number of saves. And this was a game that teetered around back and forth. The first quarter was won without question by UCFC. Empire stormed back in the second and the third quarter, but the fourth was won decisively by Utica City FC, and those power plays, those penalties that the Strykers had is what cost them the game. But for head coach Onua Obasi, there are plenty of positives to highlight. A lot of great play from Marco Fabián, Justin Stinson, Abdul Mansoure, of course, but you got to tip your hat off to UCFC. They did play a fine game tonight.
The return of Clayson DeLima to the indoor game. He had a fantastic game between the pipes for Empire. Of course, Nate Bordeaux returning after extensive injury as well, too. It's great to see him out here and kicking it about, but you hit the nail on the head. Mental mistakes by Empire are what decided this game. From Obasi's standpoint, those are coachable moments. It's not a talent problem. It's a decision-making problem. If you're UCFC, the path to victory was there for you throughout the course of the game. Despite all the subtractions, the offense was there. Nearly a double-digit scoring chance for them today. They came just moments away from that 10th goal. And for anyone concerned about the offensive prowess of UCFC, those concerns have been abated.
For UCFC, as we mentioned, their next game is going to be tomorrow against the San Diego Sockers at Front Wave Arena. That's going to be a fantastic game. Keep your eyes out on that. For the Empire Strykers, they have a couple of days off as they host the Tacoma Stars on Thursday, December the 19th. Folks, on behalf of myself, Christian Filliman, otherwise known as Philly, Jonathan and Dr. Reimer, and our fantastic production staff, you are watching a presentation of the Major Arena Soccer League on CBS Sports Golazo Network. Have a good weekend, everybody. We'll see you on the 19th.
Adios, amigos.
Uh-huh.